So last session, you guys actually started in the Sunner Citadel. Wait, it feels ages ago. That does.
It does actually. Yeah.
And you guys were in a sort of chamber, and there were sort of 6 alcoves. One of the alcoves seemed to be empty, and Urmon was able to determine that some sort of creature seemed to have moved from out of this alcove and then into or across the pit that was dividing this chamber from another chamber which had a sarcophagi, a very sort of intricately decorated sarcophagi with this sort of marble dragon's head on it. Tara, leaping across, was surprised by a small demon creature, sort of green skin and sort of horns and stuff like this, which turned out to be a Quasit. It was unable to scare her though. Tara was sort of determined and not easily spooked. After which her and Shay made quick work of the Quasit without really inquiring as to maybe what it wanted. Following that, eventually Tara and Kay were very keen to open the sarcophagi, and Ashby and Urmon managed to sort of convince them that perhaps that wasn't the best idea, and that if the urge is still there in the future, it'll potentially always be there, so you guys can always come back. Savina and Callie did find a secret door, but there was an inscription on the wall in there which meant something about a dragon priest that had transgressed, but he still held his position of power, which you guys thought maybe this relates to whatever's in the sarcophagi, if there is anything in the sarcophagi. Deciding to leave that alone, you guys left and you went back to Oakhurst, where you were met very fondly by Garon, the barkeep. And Tara very nicely put Urmon to shame again.
One of these days.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Well,
Well, I don't know, we'll see.
little shame.
Following a nice long rest, Ashby headed out early to see to Molly and meet up with Rurik and explain Caracas's fate. And while he was sort of doing that, a member of the town's guard came in to find out what had happened with Charwain, essentially. Unable to get any answers and scared off by Shay and Urmon, you were eventually met by Felusile, who said that you were to meet with Mayor Werner to discuss the ongoings of what had happened. And I believe it was Shay, Karnaka, and Savina who eventually discussed with Mayor Werner, and that essentially transpired that he didn't really seem happy that you had destroyed the Gulfire's tree and that he wasn't getting any fruit anymore, and then you were under orders to leave sort of small hamlet by night. Tara was waiting patiently in the inn, practically naked, while she was waiting for her clothes to be washed, which you may have inspiration for, so well done.
Hey!
Woohoo! Ashby was finally reunited with Molly and started to work on Urmon's new sword and the hilt of his Blade of the Chieftain, managing to forge them together with help from Rurik. Before leaving, Savina decided to find the local shrine, the Shrine of Timora, where she met up with Dem Corky Knuckles and just face some sort of a contribution to the shrine to sort of help with any sort of mourning ceremonies that were going to be done for the lost Talgans and Caracas. And you guys did try to shake Erky off, but Dem Corky Knuckles didn't keep him occupied for long enough, unfortunately. So he is now standing with you as you guys prepare to leave for the day. As the sun is on the verge of setting, you think you've probably got about an hour, 2 hours max of light left. So what are your plans?
Winterhaven by way of Hullock Forest. Yeah.
The quickest way to Winterhaven we can.
Yes.
Well, the quickest way to Winterhaven could potentially be directly through Hullock Forest.
No,
But,
it would not. We've got a
No,
cart
it's-
to take through. We've got to stick to the path.
Yeah, you know from your discussions with Felicity last session that she suggested following the River Immerflow down to the south to when you connect with the East Way, and then from there you can follow the East Way through the Hullock Forest to Winterhaven.
Yep.
Do you guys want to have any sort of discussions or anything before you head out, or? I will take that sound in silence as a no.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm watching the bubbles in my soda.
Okay, so what sort of pace?
Really entertained.
What sort of pace do you guys want to set?
I'd probably say medium for
Mhm,
now,
mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
just so we can get our bearings on the road.
Yeah.
right.
Certainly back down the river, because we've at least gone this way once before. We have an idea of what it would be like.
Yes.
And a source of
Yeah.
water if we need it.
And we can scare that farmer again.
Perfect.
Wasn't he back the other way? I
No,
mean, I'm
he
all
was,
down for scaring farmers.
No,
he was going.
he's
He was
the
down
side.
the way. He was.
Yeah, so you know you stayed at a farmstead last time. The farmer was not very happy with you upon leaving. You also know that you bumped into a fisherman and his wife last time on your journey to Oakhurst.
Perhaps if we bump into them on our way there, they could perhaps maybe point us in the right direction.
True.
Well, we already have the right direction, so
And also we have Urki. We haven't. Hello, Urki.
Oh, yes.
Do we have to take him now? I don't
Yeah.
want to take him.
We agreed we are going through the Hullock Forest with Urki.
Or was it around the Hullock Forest?
No, we're going to go
that's through
through
the
it.
Hullock
Well, I mean, yeah,
Forest,
that's what I mean. Like,
by way
down-
of the road.
by way of the road. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I am with you now.
Look, Karnaka, I know you've already been directionally challenged. Just don't worry about it. Trust that we're going the right way.
I will leave it all to you. I will just sit here.
Good choice.
Okay, and what's our party composition like before we head out?
Kay is sat on the front with Ashby in the truck. In the truck? In the fucking car.
In the truck.
Oh, guys, it's like 5 o'clock.
She'll walk ahead of it.
Ermorn usually walks like halfway in between Shay and Molly, kind of next to the wagon, but equal
Cool.
distance from Shay.
Yeah, I'll be in front because my eyes are so good.
Sure. And Serena and Tara, I guess you two are bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
I'm in the car. I don't want to have to walk.
You're in the
Yeah,
car? Okay, cool.
Since
That's
she's
fine.
in the car, Tara's gonna find it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Selena,
kinda
you're
walk.
more like at the back of the cart, and then Tara's just like hanging off the back of the cart, just sort of walking along. Are you looking to avoid the farmstead that you stayed at last time, or?
Nope. He
Yeah,
doesn't
Shay
deserve
is
that.
already
leading.
seen out.
Shay is the
Okay.
leader, so she must lead.
Whatever Shay says.
You know what? I don't care anymore. I'm going to own it. I'm the leader.
Well, you are in
Yes,
front,
you are.
so you are the leader.
I think we should just
Lead
leave
the way.
We should just leave the old
Oh, my
man alone.
Joe.
We have to get to Winterhaven as soon as possible.
I'm in agreement with that.
I
Maybe
would
we
like
can
to
throw-
get there sooner rather than later.
Yes. Maybe we can throw rocks at his house or something along the way.
I like that idea.
Alex,
I'm down for that.
I assume Urki's in the cart as well. Probably sitting in the back.
God.
Karnak, are you sat next to Ashby in the cart?
Yeah.
She is sat at the front next to Ash, yes.
Aki's gonna try and get there before you.
Fucker! What do I have to roll?
Thank you, Jesus.
I think we'll do acrobatics checks, shall we?
Oh, fuck it. Fuck you, Alex.
Do you think think Urki is good at acrobatics?
I don't know.
Darn,
That's
bust
not
out the
bad.
spell slots. Yes!
Yes.
Yeah, so Kanaki, you
Vengeance.
see as Urki starts to move towards the seat that you normally take on the car, and you see Ashby just gives you this sort of look like, fuck! What'd you do?
Yeah.
How'd you stop him?
Kay will probably likely get the hooked end of her staff and just hook it under his foot and then like whip it backwards and trip him up a little bit and then hold her hand out to Ash to help her up onto the car, if you will.
All right, this way, dear.
Oh!
Thank you,
Blimey!
Ashby.
Oh!
Are you okay, Urk? You look like you hurt yourself down
Did
there.
you trip?
I think I tripped!
I need
Why
to keep
me?
an eye out.
I think I do! I was hoping to sit next to Ash, he's my pal!
Oh, you know, Ashby is my pal also, and I have some very important things to discuss with him too. So
You've
perhaps
got a
you
bit
could
of a
sit in
gammy
the back.
leg as well, haven't you? So I'll go to the back, it's alright. I'll go
Kay,
and sit
like-
next to the beautiful Savina.
Kay grits her
God.
teeth.
That's a
at
brilliant
that.
idea.
You know, I think she will very much enjoy that. Why don't you go sit back there?
I think I will. Oh.
Kay will like kind of turn around and like look at Savina and just kind of give it like shrug and be like, "I'm mouth. I'm sorry."
It's the
Tara will-
saddest face you've ever seen.
Tara will give Urki like a death stare while walking out behind the car.
He's just like completely oblivious to you.
But Erky, at some point, you know, we don't really know where we're headed. If you wouldn't mind helping out Shay up front, that'd also be a great deal of help for us.
Oh,
She
it's not a
sighs.
difficult route. You just follow the river right down. River will
Yep.
flow right down to the east way, and then we stay on the east way going east.
But you
Yes,
see,
that
you
sounds
know,
very simple.
we're not very good with directions.
We've been
I'm great
Oh.
with
We've
directions.
been
We're
underground
so
for 2
yourself.
weeks. You know, you just
I am
sometimes.
wonderful.
Well, if that's your excuse, I've been underground for a month.
Fuck.
I am in my element. I can walk very well.
He'll sort of stand on the cart. Shay! And he sort of got his hand up waving. If we need help, you give
Uh,
me a shout, alright?
I promise I will shout on you the moment I need your.
You'll shout or shout on me. Didn't
I'll
quite
sh-
hear you,
I'll shout.
Thank God for that. Okay, and he sort of settles down into the cart. He sort of shuffles as you're sort of going. He starts to like shuffle slightly towards you, Savina. That's the journey things. And you guys, Shay leads you through a sort of narrow trail down towards the River Immerflow, and you make your way past what you recognise to be the farmstead that you passed on the way here. You guys pick a couple of rocks off from the riverbed and just lob them towards the house and just sort of beck it after that. You cross the river again where you fought the Twiglights for the first time. And as night starts to close in, after a couple of hours have passed, you come back to the sort of cluster of cattails that you arrived at previously, where the river seems to open up a little bit more to a lake, and there seems to be a bit of a rocky shore. And you can see that a small line of smoke floats on the breeze, accompanied by the mouthwatering smell of freshly cooked fish.
Ooh.
Something smells good down here.
I look out for that couple that we saw like ages ago.
Yeah, it sounds like the smell is coming from near the riverbed, where the sort of ground gets a little bit more rocky.
I hope it's not those same people there. They're quite obnoxious, if I recall. I was not a fan.
We never spoke to the wife though. It's just the husband that was quite rude. I'll go to the river and see if I can see them.
I think they thought I was
Yeah,
a
cool.
child.
Oh yes, they did.
You know, in my
Ye-
experience, women are always more difficult than men.
Are you going on your own, Shay?
Yeah, I'll just take a little stroll towards the river and see if they're near there.
Yeah, and as you sort of get close, you notice it's only appears to be the fisherman. He seems to be sat by the shoreline. He has a dozen fish that he seems to have caught throughout the day and is preparing two for himself above a sort of cook fire. He has two poles in the water as he sort of tends to his cast iron skillet and he flips the cooking fish fillets. You do notice that 80 feet from the shore, near the sort of center of the lake, seems to be a lone figure wearing a hooded grey cloak that sits in a small white boat. You can make a perception check for me.
All of us?
Just Shay.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
no.
Oh no.
My eyes
You
deceive
can
me.
You can make out that the boat seems to have no oars.
Ooh.
Good evening. Hello again. I say it's to the old
Oh.
man.
Hello again, my love.
Oh.
Would you like to? Is it just you? Where's your friends?
They're just coming up the road now.
Oh, invite them in. Invite them in. You can have some fish if you like. You must be hungry.
Sounds
Night's
like
coming
Aaron
in.
again.
Not a good time to travel.
I can wave down the wagon. Who's that stranger in the boat? Do you know?
Oh, that's all right. That's just my wife. That is.
That's your wife.
Yeah, Jalila.
But how does she intend to get back to the shore? She has no oars.
Ah, wow. And you see he just sort of walks up to the shore and you can see as he grabs hold of this rope and pulls it up. This goes back to the boat. I pull her in, I do. And she's ready to come back.
Okay, but why is she just floating in the middle of the river?
Well, you know, that's where she likes to be. She'll use deep lines which hang off the back of her boat, you see? And that's how she's going to catch her fish.
Oh, I didn't realize she was helping you.
Of course she's helping me. We're a couple. Laziest woman I did ever meet, I tell you. I mean, I still love her, like. But yeah, I give the boat a shove from the shore and then pull her back in with this here rope. And the rest of you guys are sort of joining at this point. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you're sort of pulling down towards the shore? You can see that he's got a sort of rocky sort of alcove that he's got his campfire set in.
Are we seeing this lone figure in the river just floating around without any oars in the boat?
Yeah, you guys can see. You can make a perception check if you'd like to sort of study it a bit more.
Do better then.
Have I got Volatoy back with me now, Alex?
Yes, you should have all
I
of that.
see
with you,
about
yes.
as well as you
He
do,
is on my
Shay.
shoulders. Oh, not that it fucking matters. 2 sixes.
wow.
Fuck you.
Hey,
Nice.
look at that.
Doubles today.
Ashby, Kanak, I guess you guys are probably pretty hungry and you're just a little bit distracted by the sort of beautiful smell of cooking fish. Tara,
Mhm.
you notice that Jalila seems to be very quiet.
Like unnaturally quiet.
There doesn't seem to be any noise coming from her.
She's a fucking zombie.
Guys,
Ken.
that person on the river in the boat, she's very quiet.
Oh, it's nothing to worry about, my love. She came down with a sore throat the other night. Sad too, because she loves to sing. Loves to sing. She's a
Can I roll
beautiful singer, I
insight on
tell
this
you.
person?
Let me pull her in.
You may roll insight if you like.
I also want to be like, why would she be out in the river? She has a cold. That just seems unwise.
Let me,
fuck
let me,
off.
let me pull her
Alright, Tara, I think you
take
should
the
pull
rope.
her in.
Yeah.
I'll help
Whoa, she's not ready to come in now.
you.
Sit
think
down,
she is.
relax.
She has a
I'll
cold.
make you some food. Alright? Why me? You don't just pull a man's wife in from the river? What's wrong with you people?
I do.
I'm
What
helping.
do it?
I would like to
Uramon
send
and
Volatoy over to the
Serena.
boat. Sorry.
Do you want to send Volatoy over? Okay, cool. that's
I
fine.
would, but I will wait until Serena and Uramon.
Yeah, so Servin and Uramon, what are you guys doing at the moment?
Aramorn has just kind of like breached the cattails and looking, kind of observing. The aroma of the fish would probably entice him more than the situation going on.
Just observing this situation. Kind of not sure what's going on.
Aramorn doesn't understand the customs of people anyway.
Who does?
We shouldn't hassle the poor man. Maybe he's telling the truth.
He seems awful friendly for someone who was pretty much an asshole the last time we met him.
People change.
No.
Well, you know, I probably had a bad day. I offered you food the last time you came round as well, you bloody midget.
Oh,
Blimey.
don't
I remember we and you didn't get on last time either.
fucking insult my friend.
I'm pulling the rope even harder
Yeah.
now.
Pulling in.
Okay, while Ash and Tara are starting to pull this rope in, Shay and Kanaka, I will allow you guys to make another perception check.
Can I have Volatoy perch like at the tip of the boat, like the opposite end of the lady?
You may, yes.
Where's my...
That's better.
Let's see,
that's
what am I
better.
gonna get? Okay, come on.
Okay.
That's better as well.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Finally.
Okay. You see that her body seems to be jerking occasionally. It's difficult for Volatoy to make out any features or anything because she's she's sort of covered with this sort of long hooded cloak.
Oh god.
I hope she's not bound.
This is really unsafe.
This is weird.
All right, move out of the way. I'll pull her in. All right. Blimey, if you want to see my wife so much, you just have to ask.
I'm still not going to let you pull her in.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're strong enough to put her in ourselves.
You're a little older. I understand. Let us handle this.
Blimey. And he sort of makes his way back to his fire as you guys start to pull his wife in. And as the sort of boat pulls into the shore, you see as his wife's sort of moves towards the front of the boat and just leans over and puts her head up. And I need you guys to roll initiative.
Oh,
I fucking knew it! We're gonna kill this old man's wife.
what's happening? Wait.
Oh.
Ooh,
Well,
guys.
that fails out of the way.
Oh, wait.
Let's get you guys here.
There's a
So
map.
I put you guys kind of where I thought you might be, but if you guys want to move a little bit, by all means do so.
What's that person? Where are we? Oh, there we are.
There we are. Oh, this is a cute river.
No, I cannot see.
Yeah.
Do you want us to re-roll now that the tokens
Oh,
are up?
yes. Sorry, that's my bad. Yes.
Oh,
Just roll again.
Yeah. I think
Oh.
so.
Ah,
Oh, that's
I
so much
crit.
better.
that helps everyone else.
didn't help me and cut mine in half. What you mean?
You're still distracted by the fish.
Fish.
Okay.
Where's the boat? I don't see the boat.
Who's the lady next to Shay?
This boat
To
should
Shay?
drop.
I think that's the wife.
That's the man.
That's the man.
Oh, that's
Wow, he is beautiful.
very effeminate.
Should have known something was up right away.
So as the as
Was
you
the
guys
wife
start to
all
sort
along?
of draw the boat into here, Shay, you notice the old man starts to pick up quite a lot of pans and pots, and at this point,
Weapons.
as the boat strikes land, You can just see through the cloak this sort of long, lulling pink tongue, Ashby and Tara.
Oh, God.
Oh, gross.
This sort of pale, grey-like skin and these sort of long, elongated claws as this monster jumps off the boat towards you guys.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that is not your wife.
Oh my
She
God, no.
changed a lot.
And
Yeah.
at this point, the fishman's, "That's my cursed wife, you fools, and you are our dinner!"
Oh, God.
Oh god.
Mhm.
See, did we see her the last time, or was it like a similar situation where we actually didn't see her fully?
Oh,
You
damn.
did see her last time.
We didn't see her last time,
Oh, you did see her.
but was she like normal? Is that?
She
I'm trying to
was-
remember.
She was normal last time.
Okay, I wasn't sure if she was
She
obscured.
probably needs to
Remember.
feed or something. Or it's like
Oh,
werewolves, just like
Okay.
Yeah.
full moon stuff or something like that.
oh.
Or she got turned into some creepy zombie thing.
In the last week. I mean,
Yeah,
it might be
and,
likely.
Tara, as this creature sort of jumps off of the
Mhm.
boat, it slashes towards you with its claws. As you take 10 slashing damage as it sort of drags its claw down your face.
Jesus
And I
fuck.
need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
Constitution.
Player wins on us with these.
21.
Oh, dang,
cool.
Tara.
Damn.
You feel your sort of body start to stiffen, but you sort of force your way through it as you sort of bash its clawed hand away from you. Karnaki, you can see as this creature leaps off the boat and the fisherman that you were sort of talking to a minute ago just stood there bashing his pants together.
I'm shitting myself right now. Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Oh, shit. Okay. Kay is gonna do what Kay does best, and she's gonna get back here as far as she can. I'm gonna cast Hex on the creature and give it disadvantage on strength saving throws.
Okay, cool.
And I am gonna fucking Eldritch Blast it.
Do it.
So there's the Hex, which is a nice 2, and Eldritch Blast.
Nice.
Yeah, 16 to hit.
Good job.
Cool. You spin your sort of purple energy and you blast it, and you see as it sort of blasts into its shoulder, causing its hooded robes to sort of fall off, and you see that there's this sort of bold, sort of elven-featured, pale, slightly rotted flesh being, as it seems to take the full brunt of your force damage. However, it doesn't seem to be too badly affected by your hex.
Oh, motherfuck, it's a fucking undead fuck. This is Steph saying that, not Karnaka.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Would you like to do anything else?
With the rest of my movement, this rock here, can I get over that easily, or do I have to like run around it?
So it'd be difficult terrain if you. It counts as difficult terrain if you want to jump onto it. So I'll take double your movement.
Okie dokie. Okay, in which case, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and yeah, let's go there. 30. There we go. I'm good. I'm behind a bush.
Tara, you notice this sort of horrible, pungent, rotting smell coming off of the creature in front of you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Gross. 21.
Nice.
Okay.
Because apparently that's all. I do.
Okay, yeah, cool. You just
Look,
sort of hold
after,
your breath as this sort of stench emanates from the being. What would you like to do with your turn?
She has blood dripping from her face, I imagine. So
Yeah,
she's,
she probably does at this point.
she's gonna wipe it off her face and growl at him and say, "That fucking hurt." And it's gonna cast Dissonant Whisper on it. At 2nd level.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very good roll.
Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, so that's... Yeah, and you see as it sort of... and its sort of tongue lashes out as a sort of response to your spell. It seems to be mildly affected, but all it seems to have done, it seems to just be focusing its attention solely on you now.
It's okay. That's all she's gonna do.
Shay. Cool. Shay, in front of you, Fishman is clanging his pots together.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, as Tara has been assaulted by this hideous sort of creature by the short knife.
Does the old man in front of me look like he could be a threat? Like, if I moved away from him, do I think he would try and attack me?
He doesn't have any sort of weapon or anything,
But pots and pans.
but apart from his pans.
Yeah.
And we've seen the damage those bad boys can do.
Careful of a
True.
frying pan.
We lost like half our party to a frying
Yep.
pan.
We did.
He's the real
okay.
boss here.
No, I'm gonna take the risk and wait, actually no. Wait. What's the range on a short bow again? I forget.
60 feet, I think.
60 feet minimum.
You have a
There's no minimum. There's no minimum.
No, is there not?
Well,
No. You just if you're within 5 feet of someone, you have is it disadvantage?
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
disadvantage.
there's
Yeah.
short range and long range for both.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
So
it's
once you get
80 feet
past your
and
short range,
320.
yeah.
Plus,
Yeah,
I think you have a longbow equipped now.
I do have a longbow as well.
It's like 120 feet or whatever.
Yeah, it's 60, 120.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and move back a space then, see what he does.
Where do you think you're going, Missy? Elves are our favourite snack. See, as
Oh,
he
dear.
sort of brings one of his sort of pans up and goes to sort of whack it across your leg. As you take 4 bludgeoning damage as you move away.
Okay.
That bitch.
Right. And then for the rest of my movement, I can't get up on these rocks, or is it like, is this where I am? Actually, no, okay.
So you can try to probably do an athletics check if you want to sort of start to move up to those rocks, because it's more of a sort of.
Would that take up my action? I just kind of wanted to get a little bit further away, but I'll just attack from here if it's.
No, it'll just be your movement, but it'll take double your movement, and you'd have to make an athletics check to be able to do it.
Okay, I just want to go here, and then let's try an athletics. Oh,
Oh, if you just want to go there, I think that's fine. You can probably
Oh,
just
okay,
find
sorry,
some
yeah,
sort of
okay.
roll away.
and then I'm just gonna take my short bow. I'll go my short bow, and I'll just. Boop. Oh.
Oh, nice.
And you're shooting towards the creature or towards the.
Yes, the creature.
The creature, yeah, cool. And you sort of. Is this the first time you've used the longbow? Oh, your short bow or longbow?
I'm using the short bow. Yeah.
Using the short bow, so okay, cool, yeah. So yeah, you're very sort of familiar with the short bow. You sort of pull it back with confidence from your sort of higher ground. And Tara, you see as this arrow just sort of pierces into the neck of this creature in front of you. Seems to be still focused on you at this point, Tara, but you can see as sort of blood starts to ooze out of its what you assume to be its neck. Its kind of neck and shoulders all sort of merged into one with its head, so it's got this sort of horrible white pus-like blood substance coming out of him at this point. Shay, would you like to do anything else?
No, I think that's me. Actually,
Okay.
No. It's...
Ashley, I
I'll-
need you to make. Oh, sorry, Shay, come.
And I'll do a ban of summer courts for Tara. I just realized I could see that their health is low. D6.
Come on, more than a 1.
Roll.
Oh, for fuck's sake. God damn it.
You get 1 temp. No.
Well, that's good.
You get 2, technically.
Better than nothing.
Yes. Ashby, you feel yourself been assaulted by this sort of horrible decaying stench that's coming from this creature, as well as I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, cool. You sort of put your shield between it and him. Just putting your sort of bringing your close up towards your mouth and taking in deep breaths.
Look, we
Taking
spent
as much
we
fresh air as
spent 2
possible.
weeks underground without bathing or anything. This smells nothing. I
What would you like to do?
will use a bonus action, and my light hammer will start to burn as I cast Searing Smite on it.
Yes.
Do it.
And then I need to do my attack.
Kill it.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, it wasn't the crit,
Okay.
so it doesn't.
No, it's
Uh,
just the free.
then-
Still.
Smite him, oh mighty smiter.
Doesn't seem to be showing up. Hold on. Weird. Well, it's a 1d6, so let me just do that.
Okay, cool.
And another 3.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, so sort of
He'll need to succeed a Constitution save or he'll be burning.
Nice.
okay, cool. And what's that? Is that another d6 damage each at the start of her turn?
At the start of the turn, yes.
Cool. So yeah, you sort of bring your hammer up and you just sort of bring it towards the as high as you sort of can towards the middle of her rib cage, and you hear this sort of sickening snap as you whack your sort of hammer into midsection in this sort of flaring bright light as your sort of hammer burns through flesh. You can see it leave this sort of horrible sort of smeared mark there. This sort of horrible stink as well as you do so.
I hope I don't.
It just seems pretty weakened by
I
your
hope
blow.
I can get this smell out of my cloak again. At least we're by the river.
Savina. This creature that's jumped from the boat looks like it's pretty weak at this point.
Well, since I
Her
forgot to
husband
say
seems to be
it,
going crazy.
since I forgot to say it at the beginning of the fight, I'm gonna use my bonus action to get Callie out.
Cool.
And there's her initiative. And I'm actually just gonna hold an action to cast a spell when it's her turn.
When it's the creature's turn? What spell are you
That's,
going to cast?
When it's Callie's turn, and I'm going to cast.
Oh, when it's Callie's turn.
Dragon. I'm going to cast Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey, that's
On-
my move.
on anyone in particular, or you want to decide in the moment?
On Callie.
On Cali, yeah. Cool. That's it. Okay. At this point, the fisherman's going to move up to you, Ash. He's going to start clattering his pans in your ear. Boom, 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 boom. Get away from my wife! You bastard! You fucking midget!
Oh.
That's what he's going to do.
Do you
So,
have-
Ramon, I think
Do
it's
you
round
have
to you.
something against short people? I don't understand.
Such a harsh one.
You tried to feed her to us. What the hell is your problem?
She's hungry!
So do you want us to stay here or get away? I don't understand.
We'll resolve some conversations stuff later. We've only got 6 seconds per thing, so. Ramon?
Uramorn seeing, the situation unfold and this guy clanking and interrupting Ash and the creature being severely wounded will leap over the fire pit here and just drive Shatterspike into this dude's spine
Oh, dang.
while saying, "Unfortunately for you, those frying pans constitute weapons." And he'll drive Shatterspike
Look him up.
right here.
Oh, dang. Jesus.
Ashby, you just see as He goes to answer your sort of question. You just see a sort of shatter spike just. You hear this horrible crack. A shatter spike just breaks his spine, and just comes out the other side. Just this sort of small, glowing blue tip of the sword. And Uramon just sort of picks him up and just flings his body towards the rocks towards the north end of the.
I'm sorry, Ashby, but pacts with the undead cannot be mended.
I'm just glad you're
boy.
enjoying the sword.
With that, Uramon, you see as his wife turns towards you, sort of lunges towards you with her claws.
Did she succeed her save?
She did, I'm afraid.
Damn. Never works.
And you feel as her claws just sort of drag all the way down your scales, piercing through your scales. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, dang. Nice.
Okay, yeah, cool. You two sort of start to feel your sort of body harden and sort of stiff, and just put your shoulder into it to sort of budge her off. You do take 12 slashing damage from the claws as they drag down the side of your body.
Come at me, beast.
Karnaka.
Is it my turn again? Oh god.
It is, I'm afraid.
Okay. I'm gonna move. 1, 2. Do I have a clear line of? Do I have a clear shot on the creature there?
From where you are, she'll have half cover from normal.
Okie dokie. 15. 20. How about that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Excellent. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this bitch. For a crit!
How'd you want
Which
to do it?
means... Yes! Fuck yes! Yeah, as it rakes Uramon's scales, I just want to get like a really clean shot, like directly straight through the side of the head. So one hole on one side, one hole out the other. And I just want her to like slump onto the floor in a pile of shit.
Cool. So Uramon just sort of pushes her off as he can feel whatever sort of narcotic powers this creature has sort of sinking into his body, and at the same time, your Eldritch Blast just fires through. You aimed for it just to sort of go through its head, but as it makes contact with it, it's a bit more stronger than you anticipated, and as it makes contact, it just completely obliterates its head and flies all the way over Ash's head and sort of crashes into the rocks behind it as the sort of its sort of tongue and sort of throat bit is still sort of visible. The rest of its sort of head has been sort of fully taken off, and its tongue sort of lulling around as it collapses to the floor.
Oh god, I'm gonna be sick.
Cool.
That is
does
not a
bring you
pretty
to
sight.
Ash
The
immediately
undead
starts
normally
trying to get all the head gunk off of his cloak as it flew by.
I'm sorry, Ash, are you alright?
Sure.
I'll manage.
You're always in the way when things seem to get a bit messy.
Blame the little one.
I didn't say that. What is this thing?
Oromar, Tora, are you alright? It seemed to take a sizable chunk out of both of you.
It's a bit stiff, but I've had wounds of the like.
Perhaps we could rest here. He was cooking a bunch of fish. We have some food, I guess.
Seems
That's
a
not a
little
bad
morbid
idea.
to steal his food now.
He tried to kill us. I think it's.
Actually, I think that's our fault. We pulled his wife in.
I mean, it seemed he was trying to attract people with the food. Oh god, okay, just popping up, get me afraid.
Same.
He just sort of actually pops up from the cattails. Blimey, that got me proper scared. You guys did well there.
Kay's gonna Eldritch Blast, like she got frightened. She's gonna Eldritch Blast Urky.
Oh no.
Oh fuck no.
She's gonna do it.
Yay!
Oh no.
Oh shit, that fucking hurts.
As he steps out of the cattails, just takes this eldritch blast to the chest, lifts him off the floor, and just falls back onto his ass within the cattails. Oh! Oh!
Oh god. Oh, Urki,
Oh!
I.
Fuck!
Are you? I'm sorry. You gave me a fright. Are you okay?
He sort of rolls over and just pukes up. Blimey, you don't have. Oh, I'm lucky you didn't take my head off like that blooming creature. Oh, oh,
You shouldn't jump
I
out at
think I'll
people
just-
after combat.
oh, I'll just. And he sort of faints.
Well, I hate to
Anyway.
bring this up, Kanaka, but now do you understand why I struck at Volatoy that first day we met?
I do now. Yes, and I'm sorry about fucking
And he
with
ge-
you.
He kind of just puts his hands on his hips in a disapproving manner.
Anyway, as I was saying before, Urki distracted us. It seemed this man was attracting travelers and then having his wife feed on them. So maybe we did a service to the area, maybe?
Does it look to be like there's like any like bones or like human bones around or
So you
Around
want to
the
spend some time
area.
just sort of exploring the area to see whether there's any other sort of victims?
yes.
Yeah, so as you go into the sort of cattails by where Urki is,
Yes.
you come across what looks to be two young adventurers.
Oh no.
You can see that
Bones
they've
or
got-
bodies.
You can see that they've been eaten to some extent. They look pretty fresh, probably within like the last day or two. They do still have some leather armor, which you think could be salvaged, as well as a longsword and a dagger. And if you were so inclined to check their pockets, you would find 7 gold pieces and 40 copper pieces. But it's a pretty hard thing to look at, as you can see, like part of the sort of face has been eaten, and sort of you
Yeah.
can see like right through to the sort of the intestines and stuff like that, where the creature's obviously been feasting upon these bodies.
Yeah. As much as Kay likes gold, I don't think she'd be willing to like stick her hands into like a bloody pile of guts. She'll probably like come back out of the cat's tails and look to Shay and just say, I think you are right about that. There's a couple of poor kids back there who met a fate much worse than we just did.
Then he was a monster, just as much of it as his wife.
Yeah, and Kay will probably go around to Savina and just like quietly say to her, there are a couple kids around there. They met an end that was not pretty. If you wanted to do that thing that you do to bodies, it would probably
Yes.
be very, very nice.
I think we should bury all of them.
Except the necrotic one. That one we burn.
I think that is wise.
Likewise.
Then let's be about it.
Before we burn the body, can I try and see what sort of creature it might be, Alex?
Yes, you certainly may. Just do a intelligence roll, or you can do a religion roll if you like.
I would love to do a religion roll.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice. Dang,
Okay,
Savina.
yeah, cool. Now that you've sort of been able to get sort of closer to it, you determine that this is a ghoul of some sort. And ghouls, are to trace their origins back to the abyss. And the first of their kind was an elf worshipper of Orcus, who turned against his own people, feasting on humanoid flesh to honor the demon.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that to myself. Just for now.
Swap it that
Then, whereabouts were like the kids or the young adventurers?
Kay will point to the cat's tails where she found the bodies.
Okay. I'll just go off in that general area, and I'll find like a nice open area, and then just start molding earth to make some graves.
Well, should we rest then? There's food here we can eat, and it seems defendable.
I think I might have cut out there.
What were
Oh
you talking?
yes, I think you did.
Did you hear me?
We did. No, I didn't hear
No,
you.
yeah.
You didn't hear me describe what it was?
The ghoul?
No.
The ghoul, yeah.
Yeah, we heard the
We heard.
ghoul.
Yeah, we heard that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. How much did you hear?
Elven person, Orcus. Then...
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He was telling us more important things, but now he's
Oh.
going back on his word. No, I'm joking.
No. I'm sorry.
I think a rest here would be wise for the evening, although I think we could probably throw these guys back there,
Yes.
probably away from the two people that they killed.
Well, we're burning one.
Oh yes.
We'll
but
burn
we should-
the.
we'll burn him away. I mean, burn the ghoul away from the group. So
Yes.
Yeah, you can see that there are 12 fishes that the fisherman's caught, so you guys can eat here nicely without needing to consume any rations for the day as well.
wait, I'm a vegetarian. Damn
This does smell really good.
it does.
I won't tell if you won't.
Okay. Let's have one.
Yeah, Kay's gonna like try and eat without anyone seeing.
Yeah, we're like sitting off in the corner, just nibbling on fish.
We're doing a Tara right now.
But we're trying to be really shady with it.
Ash isn't eating any of the fish.
You're going to consume your own rations?
I feel a little silly asking again, but could maybe somebody close my face?
What?
What do you mean? Close your.
Like the
Close
thing,
the
like the gashes on her face from the
Oh,
thing.
Yes.
I'll use a. Or you've already healed someone. I can heal this time, Ash, if you want.
Well, whatever works for you.
I don't really care. I just already have 2 big scars on my face. I don't think I need any more.
There you go. You get 8 back.
Perfect.
Now that we have a moment of downtime, Kanaka, I have a slight question for you. I guess anyone else as well.
By all means, what can I help you?
You said when you overlooked Winterhaven, some sort of goat's head appeared from above, or below it.
Yes.
Is anyone familiar with what that might be?
Goat's head.
Would Kay have any idea about what with her being a warlock of the Raven Queen?
You can make a religion check with advantage.
Religion.
Oh.
7.
Arky certainly
Big ol'
seemed to
7.
know. He said
Erky's
something
unconscious.
I know, but at the time he said something about a cult.
He did say something about a death cult, if I remember correctly.
Well, excuse my ignorance, but I don't deal with the gods and such. I mostly deal with primordials. I didn't know if there was anything that anyone else knew.
Ooh, Ash. 22.
Nice.
You certainly would have heard of Orcus, Ash, known to be the demon prince of undeath. And you would know that his symbol would be a ram's skull.
I can tell you that it's nothing good. And we need to accept that we are going to be facing something that is probably worse than Balak was. And I wish that there was really more information that I could give you, but just know that that symbol represents someone who is very, very bad.
You think maybe he's got something to do with all the undead we've been finding, both in the Citadel and now out here?
It's entirely possible. I mean, it is a death cult.
Well, let's hope it was a premonition and not an actual seeing of the events unfolding as it happens.
I think it is very possible that this is what Winterhaven may unfold into if we are not there to do something about it.
Then we will be there.
I
Then
don't
maybe we
think
should...
my lady would have showed me this.
That brings a level of comfort that we may be able to stop it. But I think we're going to need to move a bit faster,
Yes.
if you're prepared.
Tomorrow we should try make to Winterhaven with as much haste as possible then.
That's fine. I can walk pretty fast.
That's good.
He
Has
nods,
anyone seen
approving.
Savina?
She was doing the burying, wasn't she?
Well, you sent her off, didn't you?
I didn't send her off. I just told her where the
You
bodies
kinda-
were.
Which is the
Mm.
same thing, Kay.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on semantics.
Kay will like go and try and find her.
Smart move. No one should be
Don't
alone
come
right
in, I'm
now.
doing necromancy shit.
Savina, what the fuck are you doing? Mom, what are you doing? You gotta knock.
Savina, what are you doing?
No, she's just over there.
She just
burying
told you she's doing necromancy, bitch.
them. No, I'm not.
I don't
Just doing
believe you.
some ceremonies for the young adventurers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kanaka, you're easily able to find Sabina. You can see that she's doing her sort of rituals to help the passing of the young adventurers.
How's it going? Did you manage to bury them?
I did. And I think they'll find their way peacefully to slumber.
Yeah, and as you've been sort of moving the earth with mold earth to bury them, you've just been sort of dumping it on top of Erky, just sort of unconscious next to their bodies.
I'm going to.
She
Bury
knows.
him alive.
I'm going to just pull Erky over here by Molly with me.
Now as you pull him, he does come back to consciousness. Oh, Ashby, it's good to see you. What happened? Oh, my chest hurts. Oh.
You should probably be more careful when you make your way into a group, especially if you're coming through, bushes and things like that.
I was hiding. Whatever that creature was scared the crap out of me. I couldn't face it. My knees were buckling. And it reminded me of when I was captured by the goblins. I'm
Erky,
sorry, Ashby. I'll try and do better. For the
You-
sake of Shantae, I should do better.
You stood toe to toe with a group of skeletons with us. Why did this one ghoul of a creature scare you so much?
I can't. It was like one of the creatures Sister Lenora described from her communions with Shantae. Oh. Dreadful things.
Is there anything else that Sister Lenora has told you that might be of some help here?
No, I don't. What sort of information are you looking for?
Well, in what context does she describe these ghastly things?
She just said that an evil force had turned its dark gaze upon our humble little town. And that I had to spread the word to get help.
Well, why don't you go sleep? Help is on its way. Just you need to recover from that little shot from Kay.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
sleep.
I'll get some fish and I'll get a little rest, I think.
That sounds like a good idea.
And I think as he's sort of walking past, he'll notice the sort of burials that you've done, Savina, and he'll get some of the sort of cattails together and he'll sort of tie them onto a bunch. And he'll just sort of place them on top of the burial mounds, and you'll just see as he sort of says a silent prayer to what you assume to be his god Shantea before he goes and settles into some fish.
Sabina will remember that.
Okay, so is there anything else you guys want to do before you settle in for a long rest?
I need to have a talk with Karnaka.
Oh
Okay.
no, what did I do?
You're in trouble.
Ooh, girl.
Kanaki, you can see as Ashby is slowly making his way towards you.
Actually, I'm going to.
Run, bitch.
I'm going to use silent speech to tell her
Whoa.
to come to
Don't
me.
come in, we're doing necromancy.
I don't want other people around. So I'll use silent speech and there. And I'll say, Karnaka, will you come sit with me by Molly for a minute? And then I'll walk back over to Molly. You cannot respond to this message.
Yes.
Like hearing that, like Kay's eyes will widen, and understanding that that was Ash's silent speech, she would just say to Savina, if you need any help or whatever, just give one of us a shout.
Sure.
Kay will make her way over to Molly. What do you want? Is everything all right?
That depends. These people are heading into something incredibly dangerous. It's one thing for me to go. I'm your best friend. I'll be by your side no matter what. But they have no reason to follow us. They have no reason to head to Winterhaven to face what truly is something despicable. And they seem to be doing so gladly.
Do you feel like we are sending them to their death or bringing them to their death?
Whatever we face there, it could be any of our deaths. I cannot concern myself whether it is death or whether it is life or whether we will succeed. We don't have any choice. If we don't succeed, then the worst possible things will come about. My concern is that we see this for what it is, and the fact that it is the start of something bigger than what we set out for.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
have been thinking the very same thing.
And so with that, and I reach into my cloak and I pull out the wand of entangle, and I hand it over to Karnaka. You were right. Obviously, this is a very powerful tool, and originally I had thought to perhaps hold on to it for my own selfish purposes. Restart our business, as it were. But I think we should use this as a peace offering. You especially should use this as a peace offering. And decide, Shay or Sabina, it doesn't matter whom. But give it to them for the choice they are making in following you here.
Kay looks very not wanting to give it up right now.
I know
This
that you
is
have never had a
fine.
family. I know. I'm right there with you. It's only ever been you and me. But while I was training in Belaware to be a pyrophyte, I became very close to people. And sometimes it is better to care for someone else, to show your appreciation for someone else, than it is to embrace your own greed.
Kay like kind of taps the wand in her hand and then just pushes it up her sleeve.
I'll leave the choice to you.
I know you are right, Ashby. And I shall do it. These people are following us into whatever the fuck we're going into. And I would rather have us all have a fighting chance of getting out of it. And Kay will like bend down, give Ash a hug, and just whisper into his ear, "Thank you for trusting me all these years, friend."
Cool.
It's always been my privilege. Now go, before people start to wonder.
Yeah, and as you sort of turn around, you notice that everyone else seems to sort of settled in to sleep for the night, leaving you guys till the first sort of watch. Ashby, you may have inspiration.
Woo!
And the rest of your rest seems to pass without any trouble. Doesn't seem like anyone would really be interested in coming to this area unless they actually lived here, like the fishermen, or they were sort of passing through, which no one seems like to do at night. So that brings you to the next day. You sort of eat up the remaining bits of fish and fill your water sacks with.
Alex.
Sorry. Yes.
Before the next day,
Yes.
I would like to wait until it's just Shay on watch.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I'd like to just sort of go up to Shay and be like, "Shay, would you mind helping me with something?"
Of course, I'll help you.
Just over this way. And I will go back to where I buried the two young adventurers.
I'll walk hesitantly because she doesn't like the sight of, didn't want to see them, but you know, she's just gonna be a bit reserved.
Now, this is going to seem a bit strange, but there's something I have to confirm. I have to know how it works, and I can't put my mind at ease until I know how.
Do you seem so... What's wrong? You can tell me.
Shay, I haven't been entirely truthful with the party.
Can't imagine that. You're the most forthright of us all.
Well, that's not exactly true. But as I've said before, I guess it's easier to show you than to explain. And I'm going to mold earth one of the graves open. I'll take out Nightcaller. And I'm going to softly blow it, targeting the one
Oh my
corpse.
god.
Sabina.
Sabina plays Careless Whisper on Nightcaller.
Okay, and what would we like to summon?
Oh boy, I don't
So I
know.
think you can do, is it a skeleton or a
I think
zombie?
based on the corpse, it's gonna be a zombie.
Cool. Yeah, and so Sabina and Shay, you're just sort of looking a little bit confused at this point, and you watch as the sort of earth starts to shift and move below your feet, and Sabina calls on the whistle that she found within the Sunner Citadel. And
Oh,
after about a
bells and
minute,
whistles.
you see as his hand seems to erupt from the ground. It sort of grabs hold of the ground, and as it sort of pulls the rest of its body from out of the ground itself, you can still see the sort of bite marks where the young adventurer lost its flesh to the hunger of the ghoul. And it stands ready, anticipating direction from Savina.
Sabina, what did you do?
I have to know how this works. If it's unsuitable, then it needs to be destroyed.
Was this your secret, that you have this whistle? That is...
No. The secret is that before long, I can do this, Shay. That's the kind of wizard I am. I'm not an abjurationist. I'm not a transmutationist. I'm a necromancer.
She said it!
I don't know if I really understand. So you raised the dead? Oh,
I can't yet, but it's not far off.
While this is happening, unbeknown to you guys, Volatoy starts to peck at you, Kanaka, trying to wake you from your slumber.
Ooh.
I blink my eyes open and grab my staff immediately. I start looking around frantically because I know he wakes me up if things are creepy and happening.
And you can see Sabina and Shay appear to be engaged in conversation. However, there seems to be a third person there as well.
Do I
It's dark now,
recognize who
so
it is?
you're seeing it within sort of in light darkness. You don't really see colors, but it looks to be the age of the sort of adventurer that you was buried earlier, and they seem to be lifeless to a certain extent. They're not moving or anything like that. They seem to just be on Sabina. And if you got closer, you would definitely be.
Kay will walk 15 feet closer, and she doesn't know what the hell is going on, and she doesn't want to wake anyone up.
would I notice her moving?
Okay, so Kay, you can make a dexterity stealth check. We'll do it against the passive perception of.
Okay.
Hobble.
All you hear is clang, 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 clang.
You
Everyone
start to
wakes
sort of
up.
make your way through the clan, and you just sort of slip on all of the
Oh.
pots
No.
and pans, and everyone probably is woken by that.
Savina, whatever your
What is
intention
going
is,
on?
Savina.
I'm just going to let the spell drop.
And you see as the corpse sort of collapses to the ground again.
I'm just gonna quickly brush all the dirt back in over it with the
I'll
old
help.
earth.
Okay, what
Yeah,
the,
as you-
what the hell?
Savina,
I'm
you
sorry,
need to keep this a secret.
I
Keep
thought
it.
I saw something.
Well, what is it? Do we need to be awake for this?
Kay kind of eyes Shay and Savina, as in like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and I think Volatoy's probably landed on your shoulders. Savina, it's like, Caw! Caw! It's like right in your ear at this point.
Are we in some sort of danger now?
No, there's no threat, Uramon. We're fine.
I'm sorry, everyone. I had to go to the bathroom, and I didn't want to go alone.
Well, I'm going back to sleep.
Yes, it's fine. I can continue my watch.
I'm in
did you-
agreement with Tara.
Savina, you should go to bed. Some sleep.
Right.
Huh?
Kay will like stare at Shay.
I'll just look
Like-
at Karnaka with like his passive stare.
Kay's like jaw is like flexing like crazy. And she will cast message towards Shay. And just say to her, the fuck was that? You can reply to this message.
Oh god, I'm so happy.
She will not reply. And
I
continue
will
her
cast
watch.
message again. Motherfucker.
Like, really?
No.
Okay.
No, that was a joke.
I was like, should I reply to this time or not? She'll get angry if I don't.
Kay will go back to Ashby and just sit down next to him and probably won't sleep for the rest of the night, just watching.
You're all right. Did you hurt your bad knee when you stumbled over those pots?
I did. I thought I saw something. It turns out it was just severe.
Oh, all right then. Well, let's get some rest.
It's okay, just go to sleep. We've got a long day ahead of us tomorrow.
I'm already asleep.
I'm already asleep.
Okay,
I walk away.
with that concluded, Savina, you can have inspiration as well.
Oh, girl, you
We
sneak.
need to reveal our deepest secrets, and then we get inspiration.
I didn't
Lord,
learn
what are you
anything though.
And as I mentioned in the chat there, you guys do gain 75 experience points from the fight with the creature and the fisherman, taking up to 1192.
Oh.
The rest of the night passes without any problems, and you come to the next day. Ermon, before you guys went to rest, I know you did mention potentially moving at a faster pace.
Yeah.
Is that something you're all in agreement about, or?
She would be in agreement, yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys begin to make your way through the cattails, heading south, following the river. You come to the point where you first arrived here by the teleportation spell of Mary Greymorkin, and you can smell that there's still a sort of sulphury, burning smell to this area. Is there anything you guys would like to do at this point, or would you like to just continue to move on?
The lingering effects of magic seems to permeate through the environment.
Yes. Whatever magic she used, I guess. But we shouldn't toddle on such things.
I agree. The Emerald Enclave should know what's going on out here.
Yes, we need to get to the contact in Winterhaven as soon as possible.
Let's move on.
Okay, Ashby, can you just make a perception check for me? Okay, cool, that's fine. Yeah, so you guys sort of continue to move on throughout the day, and eventually you do you pass sort of over sort of rolling hills and relatively open green land. Seems to be quite empty, this area. It seems like it's not yet been civilized fully, Towards the end of the day, you can make out the what looks like a proper, well-maintained road ahead of you, which Erky points out is the East Way. And just on the other side, towards the south, you can see there seems to be some form of hill, which seems to have a golden tinge to it from the sunset. But it's past the East Way, further towards the south. Towards the east of you, you can see the Hullock Forest rears up, and you can see that little light seems to penetrate through this thick canopy of this sort of forested area.
So we're seeing like the edge of the Giant Run Mountains?
So you guys
did you
are no.
mean
So there's
with the-
essentially there's just a hill here,
Oh, okay. Okay.
which seems to be catching the sunset.
Okay then,
It's so pretty.
quite nice. But do we decide to keep going or rest?
Is that one of the colors that you like? Sorry, you're right. Move on.
No, I mean I should be distracted by the, but I've seen enough sunsets for my palate.
Well, I could move on. But like, usually at night, creatures come out, especially in forests.
That's true, and I do believe we were told the forest isn't so hospitable.
I recall that as well.
Yes, I can't remember who said. I don't know if it was Erky or if it was the commander in Orcus.
I can confirm that the
Continue.
forest is. Do you know much about the Hullock Forest? It's not a very nice place.
I'm not from this area. I don't really know much about it.
Well, it's probably the most primeval forest we've got here in Cormyr. Some believe it to be linked to the Feywild itself.
Really?
Numerous dark valleys and hidden vales. But the worst thing of all is the Eldritch Falufa.
The what?
To repeat that.
The
The Eldritch Falufa. And when Erky says that, you say, you recognise that is an Elven name.
Okay.
Anyone that speaks Elven will
I do.
recognise that. Translated to common, that means victorious blade of the people.
Ooh.
That's quite a title, but I've never heard of them. Are they good or evil or
They are not good.
they are not good?
No. They've been alive for ages, the Eldritch Falufa. But now they are mainly just settled within the Hullock Forest.
Well, what are they?
They believe that humans have made crimes against nature itself.
Oh
And
no.
will stop at nothing to see humans destroyed.
Ermor nods at the first part of that sentence.
Ah,
Maybe not so
humans
much the
pretty much
second
suck,
part.
yeah.
So they're those kind of elves. Okay. I grew up in a mixed, community. I grew up with many people, and I know that is, it depends, I guess, where you live.
Well, then maybe we should keep our wits about us as we travel through this forest, yes?
It's definitely not during the night. But I might have a way for us to travel faster. I have a new animal form I could try. It could help us move faster with the cart.
You want to pull the cart? Is that
I-
what you're saying?
I could only do it for an hour, then I'd have to turn back, but then I could turn again. It might help us.
Adding more animals doesn't increase our speed, it just increases
Does
the
it not?
amount we can carry.
Okay.
Also,
Well, it depends
You
if you
may-
make them run. But the problem is you'll put in a wagon as well, so.
Right.
It was an idea.
wasn't a bad one, but we may need your forms for something else.
Right, it's probably...
So we're gonna rest here and then go through the forest very carefully.
Yes, at first light, I think. or as early as possible.
I agree.
Seems like a plan.
Okay.
And as you guys have decided to move at a fast pace for this day, you must knock off one of your rations, as you are unable to forage for food as you are moving.
All right,
Yeah,
who needs some
I
of
don't
my
have
rations?
Yeah.
Would my
One
wanderer?
Tara.
I mean, I know you said we couldn't forage, but would wanderer come into play at all in that situation?
Just remind me what it is.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
have that
background
too.
feature.
Okay, cool. So that's fine. So in that case, I will let you make a.
Survival.
Okay, cool. In that check, everyone make a survival check for me, but make it at disadvantage for moving at a fast pace.
4? Damn,
Damn, Shay.
Damn,
Ooh,
Brandon.
Ash.
Ash wouldn't be foraging. I don't know why I rolled that anyway.
Yeah.
Damn you, Kaneka.
Ooh, nice.
It's sort of so everyone rolls, and it's just a group thing to decide how much food you can
Oh.
find
Okay. I was
as a
about
group.
to say.
Yeah, okay.
No way.
Okay, cool. So DC's only 10, so you guys find 5 portions of rations essentially from sort of foraging and stopping to forage and stuff like that. So one person will have to consume their actual rations.
I'll eat my rations. It's fine.
I'll eat my rations as well.
Ermor doesn't
But that
have any,
doesn't-
so. The only
Shay,
option
only
I-
one of us needs to do it. There's plenty of food. It's not like we can save it.
Oh, okay.
Once the berry's off the vine, it doesn't last very long. Haven't you been on
Okay.
the road before?
Well, kinda.
Usually just the two of us.
Yes, and I usually have my own rations. I don't usually eat from the forest, I guess.
Oh, well. I guess there's a first time for everything.
Of course.
Okay. So you guys rest for the night. Your long rest goes without any issues. Nothing sort of interrupting you. Shay, on your watch, as you're sort of looking towards this hill in the distance, the sun is sort of giving this nice glow as it sets. You think you can see small animals moving. You get the impression maybe sheep.
I must go. My people need me.
But apart from that, your rest finishes, and you all awake refreshed in the morning with the Hollow Forest ahead of you.
Alex, I had a question. During the day's travel, would I have enough time to add the knock scroll to my spellbook?
You need gold, I believe, as well, don't you?
Yes, I have gold now.
You have gold? Okay, cool.
Gold.
It just
I have
depends
gold.
on how much. Because I don't know how much.
Because you guys are moving at a fast pace, I think probably not, because all your sort of effort is being focused towards the moving.
It's a very bumpy
that
ride.
day. Yeah, so it'd probably be quite difficult for you to sort of focus on writing anything down into actual spellbook, unfortunately.
Okay.
But
That's fine.
if you were moving at a normal pace, you probably would be able to do that. No problem.
Which we might be through the forest, so.
Yeah, because we need to be more wary through here.
Yeah, so I'll say if we're moving at a normal pace, then we'll do that.
Cool. So as you guys start to make your way into the forest,
Oh no.
Keep my eyes peeled.
I'll just check my thing. Sorry. Yeah, so you guys eventually sort of make your way deeper into the forest, and as you do, the Viridian trees sort of gently bustle from the refreshing autumny breeze, and you see that the sky seems to be draped in gradients of reddish orange to soft indigo, in this sort of perpetual twilight hanging over the sort of sheltered woodlands. You can hear the distant sounds of small birds and rodents sort of frolicking before joining into their burrows, and the sound of sort of trails of water sort of springs. And as the leaves sway within the trees, they sort of shift in colour, and their hue becoming sort of rusted. And you almost become sort of mesmerised by the tranquility. But every now and again, you receive a sort of sudden chill that sort of refreshes you to the lurking shadows that encroach within the forest as you guys move around. I do have a handout for you as well.
Does it remind you of the Feywild, kinda?
Yeah, it would do to a certain extent, definitely.
Yeah, she's kind of like, she's very much mesmerised by it.
Ooh, pretty.
This place is fucking
Wow.
creepy.
I kind of like it.
The Feywild is strong here, I think.
Somewhat of a piece for me, I guess.
Just be wary, though. Just like the Feywild, I'm sure there's darkness here.
Ash, look how nicely the red my new chain shirt comes out in this light.
It's glistening. Looks lovely.
As you sort of move along towards midday, you guys realise that you're going to be unable to travel at sort of increased speed here with the wagon. There's too much sort of overgrown foliage and stuff for you to move at any sort of increased pace. So you guys probably determined that it might be better to move at a normal pace as you start to move through the forest itself. The sort of, as you make your way in, the canopy gets so dense that the sky seems to vanish almost completely. Only fragments of the sky sort of remain, like scattered pieces of a sort of impossible jigsaw.
Do you have forests like this in the Feywild, Shay?
Of course. The Feywild is practically nearly all forests except for the few settlements here and there. I mean, I didn't travel too far, of course. My father's mansion was kind of where I remained for most of my training. And there was lush forest everywhere. It's like being back there again.
You see Kay's eyebrows raise at the mention of a mansion. And like that kind of course you lived in a mansion growing up look. Sounds like a wonderful childhood you have.
I mean, I only knew it for a short time. I mean, 7 years? No, maybe 10 years.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
very
the
short time.
Feywild's quite weird with time, to be honest. It kind of loops weird. But my father, yes, he lived quite lavishly and he loved it. I wasn't really sure how to feel about it.
Will you
And,
take us there at some point?
I would love to. You could meet my father. He's a good man. His name's Sven.
What does your father do for work?
I don't really know, to be honest. He has connections within the Emerald Enclave, but he never seemed to really do much except for take care of me. And he sometimes, he'd go he'd vanish for a few days, and sometimes he would reappear. And but he was very mysterious.
Yeah, my dad never talked much, so he's also mysterious, I guess.
You know,
Armorn just
my
looks down.
dad.
Oh.
Oh.
It's alright, big
Yes,
fella.
what about your dad?
Yeah, what was that? I didn't relate too well either.
Okay, let's not get into a pissing contest here.
But I like to piss.
What?
Nothing. Don't. It's just an inside joke that me and Ashby have.
What kind of inside joke?
Wenzel's losing his shit.
We broke him.
I don't know. It's just like so awkward.
We just walk through a forest. It looks really pretty, and we're talking about piss.
Sounds about right.
So
I
was
think,
your dad also mysterious?
Who, me?
Yes, you do.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's very mysterious. He's great. I never knew him.
That is quite a mystery.
But how
Yes.
would you know if he was mysterious if you...
I think the
I
fact that she
don't-
didn't know him is what's mysterious.
I'm
Uh-huh,
trying to
I
be
get it.
sarcastic.
Yeah, I get it now. Sorry.
It's
It's fine.
okay.
As you guys are sort of talking, Shay, you're in the lead. You notice that there seems to be some sort of clearing off towards the left, and it's sort of early afternoon at this point. Potentially looks like a good place to stop to eat.
Okay, I can repeat that. We have a place we could rest. Should we, or should we try to keep moving or not?
Well, since we're moving slower, we should keep moving, as to not waste time. Got to get to Winterhaven quickly.
What does
But
everyone else feel?
Turkey, is it possible to get through the forest in like a day? Or do we have to rest somewhere? Because if we do have to rest, we might as well do it here.
It's early afternoon, right? I mean, why are we resting now?
My thoughts exactly.
Well, that is what I said. If we can get through the forest, then we shouldn't rest. But if we can't make it through the forest, and here is a good place to rest, we might not want to rest just somewhere in the middle of or in a strange forest.
We've been on the road for like 4 hours. Why are...
Also, if
It'll
we
take
wait
us at
now,
least 3 days to get through the forest.
Oh, okay.
longer if we stop every 4 hours.
That is true. Let's
But do
keep
we
going.
know if there's another clearing? We don't know. This might be the only place possible to. But yes, I think we should. I'm in the camp of we keep going.
there'll be something else. There's always something else.
Also, the lighting is so nice at this time of day. I'm sure the forest will just explode in colors. Sorry.
Ermor just kind of like, and starts walking.
Okay. As you guys sort of continue to make your way through the forest, it becomes quite a lot sort of darker to see as night starts to set in. And then you hear the tramp of heavy boots and a pain curse coming around a bend in the road. As you see a bedraggled group of humans ahead of you. They look wary, mud-stained and bandaged. A tall, dark-haired human leans against his battle-worn greatsword, falling to his knees with a cry of pain. His comrades try to pick him up, but he bats them away and cries, "Leave me! You must save yourselves!"
I run up to him,
Well, this feels very much like a trap.
Yeah, Ermor unsheathes
but I don't get
his
too
sword.
close. But then I will. Oh yeah, no, I'm regretting my decision. No, I'm sticking with it. Who are you people?
Ah, I didn't see you there. I am the leader of this small scouting party, the Wolfclaw Battalion. We are out of Arabelle. We are... And it sees he sort of hooks up this horrible sort of mucusy stuff. We were ambushed by a horde of spectral forms and walking corpses. Most of my party were cut down, and we barely escaped with our lives.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss.
That's
Cool
the
story.
Are you laughing? They are
No.
coming for us. The horde is not far behind.
Where
I
would they
like
come?
how he talks. He sounds very important.
He does. Where are they coming from? Winterhaven, would you say? Or are they from the forest?
They're coming from the forest.
Oh god.
Okay, so if we get out,
But
of the
we
forest-
have to go through there. No.
We're heading to Winterhaven. Do you know of the current situation there, or do you not know?
I do not know. They are coming. I'm going to make my last stand here. You should go. Run now.
Ermor
Can I
will
do-
step up side by side with the guy.
Can I do an insight check on him as well?
Warriors
I
don't
can
run.
on him. Yeah, I'm doing
Okay.
that.
Roman, what are you doing? Sorry.
He just sidles up next to the guy who's like making his last stand.
Okay. And Shay, what would you like to do?
I just wanted to try to get a general read on him to see if he's like bullshit or not.
Okay, so you can make a insight check. for
I
me.
did it like by accident.
Sabina's a hardcore bitch.
Just
While standing next to him, Ermorn would definitely like grip Shatter Spike and look over towards him.
he is very convincing. You believe every word he says. You can see that there seems to be genuine fear
Mhm.
in his eyes.
I kind of look at Ramon with a look of easy.
No, he's standing like to help, kind of.
Oh, okay. I thought it was your
Yeah.
sword. I was like,
And
threatening.
he looks over at him and, if you mean to face the undead coming from these woods, then I mean to stand next to you against them. Warriors must stand together.
Wait, are they undead? I thought they were just like the elves and their things.
He said specters.
No,
and-
Charles. Respect us! Spectral forms in walking corpses! Cut through my party like butter!
But we've made quite the impression on them.
While this interaction is going on, those that aren't involved with the interaction, is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Tara would like to look at his party, like what kind of people they are. I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
just
just like
them.
general information.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check if you like.
Ash is just looking over at
10.
Molly, rubbing her down, seeing if she's nervous or frightened of anything in the area.
Okay, Molly seems a little bit eased just at the situation in itself. Tara, to you, these guys look like a genuine sort of scouting party. They all look a little bit bruised, and they seem like they've got sort of bandages over sort of wounds that they maybe have taken previously.
So why do you want to take your last stands here? Because we've been walking for only 4 hours. You could get out of the forest and just go home.
So the leader looks too wounded to move.
Oh, okay.
I could heal you if you needed the energy.
There is no time. Quiet!
I
I hear them approaching! Ready yourselves! Yeah, and as you, Shay, you offered to provide healing to the leader of this group, and he turns to you and sort of shakes his head. I am unable to walk, and I have been touched by a wraith, and it has wounded me too deeply to continue. Your healing will... No, I will stand here. And he's sort of leaning on his greatsword at this point. Quiet! I hear them approaching. Everyone can roll initiative.
Oh no.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's okay.
I'm always failing on the initiatives.
But that's pretty good.
Oh,
And that's good as well.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot my raven.
that's for Kelly.
Where is that? There.
That's okay. Yes.
I was like, why can't I click the button that normally
I'm
pops
ahead
up? I
of
was like, oh,
Spain.
Callie's on the face.
Oh, we didn't do too bad. We're quite middle-ly.
Hmm. Kurt.
So don't forget about
Oh no, the soldiers did shit. Alex, how dare you roll bad for them? Oh, and Urki as well.
Yeah, Tara as well. She's down there as well.
Tar, where are you? Oh shit! Oh no!
Oh, Nina, what are you doing?
Well, I failed on the initiative.
Why'd you do that? Don't roll so bad. Don't roll so bad.
Okay, Ashby. You can hear from up ahead, Shay seems to be interacting with what looks to be a wounded party of scouts and their leader. And you can see on this, the main sort of leader seems to have called for quiet. Looks like this.
Look at that smirk.
Oh,
Jesus.
He's
Yeah,
not
dashing
look
as
afraid to
fuck.
die.
I want his necklace.
Pretty.
Well, when he does.
Excellent.
Wow.
Talk about the
And-
things that are coming this way. Sorry, go ahead.
You do start to hear moans coming from somewhere in the forest.
Stand ready.
I will immediately grab my symbol and say a brief prayer, and I will cast Bless on Oromorn, Karnaka, and myself.
I shoot Ashby a wink.
Don't shoot me.
No. I Eldritch Blast Ashby. No,
I
I'm
can
just
tell!
joking.
Shooting me bloody hurts!
I know, I watched the head fly over mine.
You all feel, the three of you feel sort of invigorated. You feel your sort of senses heightened to a certain extent. As you feel the blessing of Shantae upon you. Would you like to do anything else?
No, I'm gonna stay right here next to Molly.
Karnaka.
Oh boy. Okay. We can hear the moans coming. Can't
Yeah,
we?
you can hear what sound like moans coming closer from the nearby forest.
Oakley dokily.
Okay.
Just came right out.
Thanks, Deathlanders.
I would like to hold my action for when a creature appears, and I would like to Eldritch Blast it.
Okay, cool. How about Callie? What's Callie doing? She's perched on your shoulder at the moment, Savina, or?
She's actually going to fly and sit like 15 feet above Euramorn, sort of like flapping.
Okay, cool. Would you like to do anything with that?
Nope.
Cool. And how about yourself? You see your comrades seem to be preparing for battle.
Oh shit, I screwed that up. I didn't realize directly after Callie. Callie's actually going to land on our shoulder then. And I am going to cast a spell through her on Euramorn, and I am going to cast Dragon's Breath. And it is going to be cold.
Okay.
Okay. Let me just add that into the initiative order. So does that have any sort of visible effect on Uramon as you cast it?
No.
That's fine, yeah.
He's already frosty as fuck.
Yeah, you probably
I was
noticed
gonna say it's probably no different.
the sort of breath around Uramon's mouth starts to mist into this sort of snow-like appearance. In Uramon, you feel like you have like a unlimited well of breath power for a slight period of time.
He'll take in a very deep inhalation. I imagine it feels like kind of like menthol or something.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
that was actually just my bonus action.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
so
it was. Sorry.
Oh dang!
I'm just
Sorry.
gonna what is it? Toll the Dead on this one.
What? That's not.
That's a guard.
They're on our side.
That's not.
That's one of the scouts. You can toll the dead on him if you want.
That's not
Bye,
an
fella.
enemy.
I thought those were wraiths. My bad.
Necromancers.
No.
So yeah, nope.
That's one of the scouts.
Get that.
Savina's making corpses for herself.
Never mind.
I knew you were a monster, Savina. I knew it.
Never mind.
Would you like to hold an action or anything?
Sure. I'll hold an action for Toll the Dead.
In case you see anything.
Because it was all gray and like it looks semi-see-through, so I was like, oh fuck, wraiths, shit.
Okay, cool. Ermon, that brings us around to you. Nice minty menthol taste within your mouth.
Can we hear where they're coming from, like direction-wise?
Um, you're not able to sort of determine a specific. Make a perception check actually for me.
I'll put it at disadvantage. Shit.
It's fine. It's 22.
22, yeah, that's fine. They appear to be coming from the east more than any other direction.
All right.
However, it does sound like they're coming from all around as well.
Okay. Urborn will position himself more here, and once he sees a group of them, if they like bunch up or something, I'd like to ready an action to unleash that frost breath on the most people possible.
Okay. And at this point, you guys start to hear what sounds like rustling armor and the tramp of many shuffling feet approaching.
Oh no.
And you'll see Shay, the leader of this group, will sort of put his arm on your shoulder and use your weight to bring himself up with his greatsword. He seems uneasy on his feet, his greatsword ready in his hand to strike at anything nearby. What would you like to do?
I will see Pheromone heading to the east, and I will kind of just reposition myself down here. And then as a bonus action, I will cast... Nope. There it is! Flame Blade! Oh.
Ooh.
2? Yeah. Oh, wait, that's an attack. Okay, sorry. It's like a bonus action to ready it. But I haven't attacked yet. I think I must have missed, yeah.
No, that's okay.
It lasts 10 minutes. I thought that was I was going to just display the spell.
Is that from Xanathars? Or was that a normal?
I think it's a normal one.
I think
That's a normal one, I think.
Player's handbook.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look.
You evoke a fiery blade. It's a scimitar. It's a bonus action, and it remains for 10 minutes unless you let go of it. And you can use your action to attack with it. Go for a melee spell attack, and it takes 3d6 damage.
Ah, cool. Wicked, lovely.
Like, in the settings of the spell, you can tell it to, like, put the description when you cast it.
Yeah, I must have missed that bit.
It's just
Cool,
like an
you
on
guys all
and
see
off
as,
thing.
Shay summons this fiery scimitar, creating a gentle glow around her. Just add Volatility into the initiative order.
I'm sorry, I didn't press the initiative button.
Would you like to do anything else, Shay?
No, I'll just hold my action for if a enemy comes close to me.
Yeah, cool. Volatility.
Seeing Shay and Euromorn move to the east a wee little bit, V is going to fly her full movement, which is 50 feet, off in this direction to see if she can get a bead on... if she can see anything, like how many... I could do like a perception check for her to see if she
Yeah,
can see
of course
how
you can.
many...
Don't fuck me, Gil.
She fucked me!
No, Gil!
There's a lot of sort of the forest is very sort of dense and overarching. It's difficult for Volatile to get a sort of perch with any sort of decent view, and she's unable to make out any sort of beings moving through the forest at this point. But she can hear the sort of rattling of the armor and the sort of shuffling of feet seems to be getting closer at this point.
Kay's just gonna shout, "There is a lot fucking coming."
And at this point, you see the scouts start to draw their bows. They sort of take a sort of more defensive stance towards some of them behind the wagon itself.
Whoa, hey, that don't use my wagon as cover. I hope you're gonna be able to pay for any damages.
We can loot their bodies after.
You can see they look like they're ready to sort of like anything that should go near. Urki. Urki is going to use Thaumaturgy. And he's just going to sort of start to create sort of harmless sort of tremors in the ground towards the east, where everyone seems to be collecting in a sort of an attempt to distract anyone from coming closer to the party itself. Tara, what would you like to do?
Noticing that everyone seems to be looking towards the east, she will move up to that tree, somewhat behind that statue thing, and just get a rapier ready and stab anything that gets into reach.
Ash comes back around to you. Nothing seems to have come into view yet.
Well, then the minute that I see something, I will cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Kanaka?
I am actually gonna step off the wagon
Yep.
and come down to this rock here, and again hold an Eldritch Blast for anything that comes through.
Okay. Callie, you staying perched on Ormal?
Nah, she gonna fly away. Back to the tree.
She go fly away.
She's like, I did the thing, human.
I did the thing, human.
Savina,
I'm just
what
gonna
would you like to do?
move to like right over here. I'll ready Toll the Dead again.
Cool. Uramon. Stood ready in case anything comes out of the forest to the east.
And still nothing has kind of showed itself
Nothing seems to have shown itself yet.
on the map. He'll take a position. Is this like, can I stand next to the tree or can I not move in that space?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, you can stand there. You can
Okay.
stand in any square, that's fine.
Kind of sidling up with the brunt of the force here. And I think I might switch my ready to action to just chuck a javelin at the first thing that crosses the threshold of my sight.
Okay, cool. And at this point, you guys start to see shapes seem to be moving through the terrain. You briefly glimpse a skull here in the undergrowth, and an arrow flies overhead from an unknown source. But it's difficult for you to get a grasp on anything in particular. You can let loose any of your attacks if you like at this point.
No.
I'm gonna hold mine.
What was it? I'm sorry. That broke through.
Nothing seems to break through, but you start to see sort of skulls briefly glimpsed in the undergrowth moving towards you from the east, and sort of arrows are starting to sort of fly overhead towards where you guys are currently positioned.
If
I'll wait.
mine's within range, I'll use mine.
Yeah, cool. If you want to make a... you can just roll a d8 for me, since yours is Toll the Dead.
Toll
Okay.
the Dead.
Okay, cool. And at this point, you can hear as the leader just cries out, "Milo's mercy! They're coming!" And he will start to hobble forward towards you, Tara, hitting his back up against the tree there. Shay, brings us around to your turn.
Don't know, I'll probably just move a little closer next to Tara, and I'll just keep my flame blades ready, hold my action for if something appears.
Okay. Volatile.
A little higher into the trees so she doesn't get hit by anything, but I would like to see if she could see again better this time, if she could see any, like how many that are going to be coming in. Come on, do the thing.
Do your thing.
Hey, that's better.
Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, and you can see through Volatile's eyes, as you can see these dark, shadowy, wraith-like creatures making their way towards you. It looks like there's at least 5 of them, and skeletons seem to be behind them, their armor clattering, short bows at the ready.
Kay shouts that out as loud as she can. And just shouts, "Get ready, they're nearly here." And then I'm gonna bring V back with any movement that she has left. So I'll probably bring her back like another 10 feet, because I'm imagining that she probably... So I'll just pop her, like, perching on that tree there, yeah.
Okay, cool. At this point, seeing that you guys are sort of moving forward, not wanting to be sort of cowardice, the scouts are going to move forward as well. Okay, I just need to resolve some actions for them. Okay. And let's have a look. As they start to move forward, Kanaka,
Yes.
Shay,
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
and Savina, you feel as the scouts next to you seem to be trying to take some of your possessions.
Assholes.
Kay is gonna turn around and just like fucking smack away the hand of whoever's trying to take stuff from me.
Okay, you can take an action on your turn, sure. Let's have a look at Aki a minute. Okay, cool. So at that point, Aki is going to turn towards the one that's between you and him. He's going, "He's trying to steal from you, Karnaka! I think they might be thieves!" And at that point, he's going to... He's going to just take the sort of handmade club that he's made and just try to whack it down on this scout's head. But you see as the sort of scout sort of ducks out the way and pushes Aki's hand to the side. Tara, that brings us around to you. You can see as the scout just to the north of you seems to be trying to sort of make its way into your sort of coin purse.
No,
Oh
he's not.
no. Oh no. Oh shit.
I'm gonna stab him.
Yes. Classic Tara.
One steals from me.
No one steals from me.
No one steals from me. Okay,
Yeah, you sort of go to lunge towards it as you notice that
I can't
she seems
even
to be
see
stealing from
anything.
you. And she grabs your wrist at the same time and sort of pushes your hand out of the way. Looks towards her leader, who's just to the left of her, like sort of concerned look on her face. Ashby, you've heard Aiki scream out that he thinks they're trying to rob you.
I knew this was a damn trap.
You did call it.
And
Oh, music's changing.
I will cast, as a bonus action, I'll use Searing Smite again on my hammer. And this one that's right next to Molly. Fearing for poor Molly's life, I am going to crack him in the head with the hammer.
Don't you touch sweet Molly. Oh, dang.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Shit.
Probably too tall for you to crack on the head.
Well,
you
I figured I was
you
still
sort of
kind of...
leap onto Molly. Oh, you're still on the wagon. Yeah, true. Yeah. You bring your hammer down. As you hear a slight crunch, as you hear it connect with the side of the scout's face. A couple of teeth fall into the ground as she spits out blood. You'll pay for that. She spits blood back in your face.
Why do people always get shit on me? I don't understand. That'll end my turn.
Can't believe I was going to try to heal that guy.
Okay. Kanaka.
I want you to heal him because he wasn't hurt.
Bonus action. Hex on the motherfucker trying to steal from me. Yeah, I'm not joking. Like, don't fucking steal from me, man. Like, that's my and I'm just going to give him a crack over the head with my quarterstaff. Okay, and let's roll that d4. If that might help, it might not. Oh,
Nice.
hey, nice, 16.
Okay, yeah, cool. You see as the sort of ethereal raven feather sort of lands on its head, indicating that your hex is sort of taking place, and you just swing with your quarterstaff. It feels like it's going to miss, and then the ethereal form of the raven just sort of whiffs its wing, and you feel as your swing is shifted slightly, and you see it connect with the bottom of her chin.
Don't you fucking steal anything from me.
You get him, Kenny! We'll kill him!
Turkey.
He's my favorite. He's not, but you know, he's my fan club right now.
Yeah.
How's Callie doing?
She's just gonna try and like jump at this one and like claw at her face.
Oh yeah.
It's like half flying, just half like clawing.
Oh shit, Cal!
Yeah.
The one
God
between
dang.
you and Ash?
The one she's on top of, this one.
Oh, Callie's on top of you for me.
Yeah, well, I just moved her. She's on top of this one.
She's not anywhere. For
Okay,
me,
cool.
But
Yeah, that's fine. She's underneath
Probably
of me, that's fine.
underneath.
Yeah, that's fine. You see as it's trying to sort of fight Callie off, and you see as Callie just sort of scrapes her claws, and you see she's got this horrible claw-like scratch down her face. Ah! And how about you, Sabina?
I don't want to beans this. Everybody's too close to everybody. I'm gonna wizard problems, y'all. I guess shit. I guess I'm just gonna toll the dead on this one.
Yeah, go.
Toll the dead.
Because any ranged spell attacks would be at disadvantage, and there's too many people close together for AoEs.
Okay, if you want to roll a d12 for me.
Okay.
As you guys hear this massive sort of dong of a bell just resonate,
Oh, dang!
resonate
Nice.
out. The small pool of water there by the path just sort of vibrating, and then sort of splashing out onto the path. As you see this, as she's sort of distracted by the dong of your bell, racking her head, you see sort of Callie just takes her claws at the same time and just digs it right through her mouth and like through to her neck, dislocating the bottom of her jaw as she collapses to the floor. Uramorn, you can see around you your companions have started to battle against the scouts that for a minute ago you thought were on your side.
And they're fighting back, correct?
They haven't fought back yet. Yeah, and you can still see the sort of skulls in the forest around you. You can still hear something seems to be approaching from the forest to the east.
Erwin's very confused, kind of looking over at Shay. What's happening here?
I think they tricked us.
He'll look into the eyes of the one in front of him, and is this true? And kind of raise Shatterspike. Well, there you go.
Evil
You
laugh
got a
means he's evil.
D4 still.
Yeah, I'd also... that's fine. We'll do the...
If you do a D4 for your bless.
Oh yeah, son.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Hashtag highest.
You sort of bring Shatterspike up, and you just sort of feel the power of Shantae flowing through as you sort of flex your muscles and just bring Shatterspike down with all of your force. You can see the scout's knees just sort of buckle as you seem to knock it prone beneath the weight of your strike.
Brave mistakes.
Would you like to do anything else?
No.
And at this point, anyone around the wagon notices that in the center of the wagon there seems to be this sort of swirling mist, and it keeps expanding.
No.
And
Oh no.
Urki!
What are you doing?
change the color of this.
Alex, don't you dare kill Molly.
As this fog, this sort of blanket of sort of thick fog just appears out of nowhere, making it difficult for anyone within that radius to see anybody in front of them. You guys are practically blinded by the thickness of this fog.
What's the radius?
So you should be able to... Oh, wait a minute, let me change this. You can't see
I
this.
mean, if it's the spell that I think is, then...
There you go.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Holy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who the fuck did that?
Yeah, there's no... Who did it? Who did it?
Well, I'm guessing the
This
guy whose
bitch
turn
here.
it is.
And at this point, Tara, you see the leader puts his hand on his scout's shoulder, indicating that they should sort of back away. And he swings his greatsword at you, and you can see that he seems to be have renewed vigor.
Obviously.
Slashes across your chest and brings his greatsword around and slashes across the back of the sort of front of your legs as you take 14 slashing damage.
Oh!
14? Ouch.
That's my
Time to
entire
move,
hit point
boys!
maximum.
Get out of here! You hear him shout. And from this distance, make a perception check for me as well.
12.
You get like a slight whiff of sort of wet dog.
Ugh.
Oh.
Okay.
Shay, you're currently sort of covered in this sort of thick blanket of fog. You think a step towards the north would take you out of it, but it's difficult to see anything within the fog at this moment in time.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a step forward, because I'm
Actually,
assuming...
You have a flaming blade, so
I do?
actually you can still see 10 feet, a 10-foot radius around you.
Okay.
Let me put a radius around you of 10 foot, because that will fight against the fog for sure.
Okay, and I guess that means Uramon can kind of see. Well, I mean, he can probably see.
Yeah. So anyone within that radius can your sort of fog is fighting your the flames of your summoned blade are sort of fighting back from fog.
Yeah. Okay then. Well. All right. Damn it. Okay. I was thinking to move forward, but no, I realised this person behind me might take an opportunity attack. But I just don't know. No, I'm going to go help Tara. I'm going to move up, which takes a little more note of my light.
Okay, and as you move up, you see the bandit beside you draws back on his bow, lets loose, but you're sort of too close for him to get a good shot on you.
Yeah.
As it sort of thuds into the ground just behind your ankle. You sort of
Silly bandit. With that, I just charge up to what's his face, and it's like, "You piece of shit!" And I strike him with my flame blade.
Kill it. Kill it with fire.
So I'm gonna cast this. There we go.
Nice. Oh, dang.
Ouch.
As you do, you can just see as he sort of steps to the side.
What?
You are nothing. You think to fight me? Fool!
And I'm gonna bonus action heal Tara. Please don't
Do it.
roll one.
Get a 6. Do it, Brandon. Do it. You can do
Six.
it.
Yes!
Nailed it.
Cool. And you can feel as this sort of golden vines start to cover up. It's feeling renewed energy to
Tara
you gain
nods
back
at
6
you.
hit points, and you get 1 temporary hit point as well.
Yay.
That's my
Volatile.
turn.
Volatoy is gonna come. If I bring Volatoy into the fog cloud, would she be able to see where I am or what I'm fighting?
Volatile knows where you are. She always knows where you are.
Excellent. So, can I have her come into the fog cloud and peck this guy in front of me?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. She's gonna sit on his face. Wait, no, that sounded wrong. Ooh,
Well,
an entirely different game there, guys.
huh?
For a
We can
7.
play that one. I'm down.
Can I use Bless for Volatoy?
No, afraid not.
Damn it.
You see as it sort of wipes his hand away towards Volatile, trying to make sure it doesn't sort of land on him. At this point, you guys start to notice movement within the mist itself. As the
No.
bandits seem to be making their way.
Holy shit, they're running.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You're unable to see them as they run
Oh.
past you in the fog. And they seem to be well practiced at getting out of difficult situations. You hear a clatter.
Now wait. I
Would you
have
be able to?
one thing. If Shay's flame sword is illuminating these spaces,
Mhm.
okay, wouldn't
Yep.
Ermorn be able to see the guy leave, like
Uh,
out of that space?
You catch a quick glimpse as he moves out of the space, and he sort of he sees that he sees you, and he sort of just does a quick roll to avoid any sort of attacks coming his way as he sort of starts to move
Oh.
away.
That doesn't
Okay.
go.
And you hear a sort of
Wait, me and Shay should get an attack of opportunity, though.
they all seem to be disengaging.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Stupid
These
rogues.
assholes.
So they just came to pickpocket us and run off? Cowards.
What's going on? I can't see nothing. Very stupid. And I think Erky's going to cast light on himself, but as he does that, it seems to be the fog is too sort of strong. It sort of dampens down the light, but he does manage to produce a little aura of light, which you guys can use. And you can see that the bandits that were around you seem to have moved on. Tara, you can see that the leader still seems to be stood in front of you, confident in his abilities to escape if needs be.
Yeah, Tara's pissed. You are not getting away with this. And she's gonna cast Dissonant Whisper at him. On him.
Cool.
At 2nd level.
Yeah. That's a wisdom saving throw, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so got a crit.
Oh,
Mother
still takes half
Five.
damage.
I
Let's-
always get away with it.
Oh, I don't like this guy.
And it barely seems to affect him. He's still very, very confident at this point.
Like how far away are those guys?
They seem to be difficult for you to keep track of at this point. They're up to,
So
at the least, they're sort of 40 feet away.
okay. Can I do anything? She's gonna turn around. She can't see anyone because they're in the fog. But she's gonna yell, "Kate, you can hold people. This is your moment. Don't let them get away." And she's gonna inspire.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you feel inspired by Tara's words.
Oh,
Ashby,
woohoo!
you can see from the light of Urki that the bandits that were surrounding you a minute ago seem to have moved on. You heard movement within the fog. You can see Shay up ahead, and you can see from the light from her sword that the leader of the group still seems to be standing there, cocky, pruning almost, this sort of sly grin on his face.
Oh crap. I'm going to make my way out of the fog cloud. 20. And I will say, you really shouldn't take advantage of people trying to help you. And I will cast Guiding Bolt
Fuck him
at
up.
him
Yeah!
Do it!
at second level.
Fuck him up.
Yeah.
Ooh!
And I'm going to use my advantage. My inspiration.
Yes,
Fuck
you-
him up.
Damn.
Okay, yeah, cool.
17 points of damage.
Die, stupid guy.
We don't even know his name yet.
Spell sort of tears into his shoulder, ripping some of the garments away, revealing the chainmail underneath. As he sort of shakes back, he's like, "Is that all you've got? I take what I want, and I take it when I want it." And he sort of bares his teeth towards you.
Oh no. Werewolf.
Why do you act like I'm afraid?
Kanaka. You've seen Ashby move out of the fog.
Where the fuck is everyone? Okay, it's gonna start
You
walking
can see
forward.
Shay's. Yeah, you can probably see from Urki's light and Shay's light from the scimitar. They sort of connect, creating a sort of tunnel through the fog, where you can
Excellent.
see the leader up ahead.
Walk into the light.
Oh, no, not there. She's gonna walk towards you or more. 10, 15, 20, 25 out of the thing. 30 there. Let's take one more step back. And she is gonna cast Hold Person on the
Okay,
asshole.
cool.
Yes, you will.
Yep.
Let me just get my page up real quick. Where is it? There it is. It's a DC 14 Wisdom save.
He is certainly a humanoid.
Okay, so I've rolled an 18, I'm afraid.
Motherfucker!
Come on. This is all you've got? 6 of you? 1 of me.
Yeah, son of a dick.
I shall cut through all of you.
You can certainly try.
Callie. What would you like to do, Callie?
She's gonna fly to his face. No one's more arrogant than me, bitch.
No! No!
Yes!
Fucking do it! Break his
Yeah,
eyes
it's
out.
MVP.
It's not really sort of focusing, it's sort of Callie just sort of drags a claw down the side of her face, going through his sort of this. He has this sort of immaculate long black hair, and he sort of cuts a couple of hairs away. It's like,
How do you want to do this?
Pretty sure that
you
is the, uh,
fuckers!
Pretty sure that
Yeah,
it'd
he
be
looks-
advantage from guiding bolt.
He looks very disappointed that you've sort of cut through his head.
Well, he had a very pretty face.
Had.
Yeah, well, it's all scratched up.
And yeah, it seems to be sort of snarling towards Callie in a sort of primal tone. What would you like to do, Savannah?
Gonna like wander out of the mist here, and
And
I'm going
as you make
to
your way
try.
there, I need you to
Oh.
make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Shit.
no.
Oh no.
As you move forward, you feel the sharp point of what seemed to be, and as you look around the path, you see that there are a bunch of caltrops spread along the path here. As you take
Oh,
one
these
piercing
dirty
damage.
fuckers.
A whole one
much, sorry?
piercing.
One.
Let me see if I can find a trap I can put down there as well.
Ew.
Nasty cats.
Wow.
Your movement does stop, so you're unable to move for the rest of this turn, but you can still take your action.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and
Oh,
blind this bitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, what we can do? Blind him. And I need to do Constitution saving for in a second. I just need to come back to the map.
Fail, bitch.
Please fail.
If we ask him nice, he might.
His smug attitude, he has to fail.
RNGesus be praised.
That's a big ass trap.
That's not very big, isn't it?
Huge.
Okay,
A lot of-
Constitution saving for. What's your DC?
14.
You can see as you sort of cast your spell, it just sort of gives a swish of his hair.
That guy.
I'll have to try better than that.
Don't
16, I'm
this
afraid.
You bastard.
This dickhead.
Like, it's the fact that he's doing well and he knows it.
Uramorn frustratedly starts like waving his way through the fog. As he's passing Kay, he's like, "Be careful, watch your rear, standing so close there." And
He blushes.
well, he meant because of all the skulls and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know what
boy.
he meant, but still, he
Okay.
blushes.
Uramorn doesn't understand. And he will stand here and cast that modified frost breath to hit like, because it goes 1, 2, and then 3, right? Since it's a cone.
Where are we going? Sorry. So it goes 1, 2, and then. Oh, okay, I see. So 1
So I
here,
hit him,
and then 2 there,
but no,
and then 3 at the back.
yeah, so it hits none of the allies.
Yeah, cool. That's fine.
And I guess it's I don't know what you want me to roll since it's a 3d6. I guess I'll
It's
just roll an
3d6.
extra d6 on my. Because it'll be the
I
same,
think.
right?
Is it against your spell save, Sabina?
Oh,
Hold on.
I think.
I should think it would. It's not going to be against Zeromons, is it?
See here.
okay. Well, the damage would be 11
Yeah.
if I'm
It
rolling.
is versus mine.
Does she roll as well damage?
No. You roll the damage. That's fine. So I need to make a Constitution save. Is it a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
Dexterity.
Oh, Dex.
Dex,
sorry.
That's Dex for that.
Okay, yeah, cool. And you can see as the ground in front of you, Shay, Tara, Ash, suddenly turns to ice whoosh, as it sort of crashes into the gentleman in front of you. Seeming to sort of
Nice.
freeze him over slightly as he takes the full brunt of the damage.
Oh no, it's his turn.
And then he sort of shakes a little bit, brushes off the sort of frost from his shoulders.
Flee, and
this
you will
point-
not get far.
This point, from the north, you hear, "Silas, that's enough! We need to go now!" Someone pops from behind the tree here.
Here's
Some
Warren.
sort of
He had a tiefling.
It's a hat.
tiefling woman.
I am the only tiefling in these forests.
Love it.
I Eldritch Blast her. No, joking.
And with that, you can see as this sort of shimmering green arrow streaks towards you, Uramon.
Oh no.
And as it sort of connects with you, it just sort of bursts into this horrible sort of acid burning through your scales as you take 10 acid damage.
Oof.
Oh.
And you feel it sort of burn into your chest.
He winces and kind of takes a step backwards, refocusing.
And then you see she sort of runs off towards the north.
Hey, Kanaka, they're just like you, Kanaka.
We're all the same. What can I say?
And at this point, looks like it's time to go. Shame, things are getting interesting there. Before he goes, though, he's going to slash down towards. I will see that you are done before I go, though. And he brings his greatsword down on you again, Tara, as you feel it sort of
Asshole.
crash into your shoulder, taking all the breath out of you and just forcing you down to the ground. And at the same time, he slashes it again. You feel it slash all the way down your chest there, open as a sort of wound a gaping wound starts to open as you take 22 slashing damage.
Yeah, I'm out.
Shit.
Oh, fuck.
Done.
At the same time, he starts to confidently meander towards the back of the map. And at this point, you can start to see hooves. And you see as the other bandits come into view, all on horseback. One of them has a horse ready for Silas to mount.
I'm gonna remember that.
He begins to mount and move towards the north.
Did he use
Shay, you
disengage
may get
also?
no. Shane, you get an opportunity attack. So does Callie.
Damn it.
Would I be able to attack with my flame blade or not? Because it's a melee spell attack and it's technically in my hand.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see why not.
Yeah.
As long as
Yeah.
it's a melee spell attack.
Mm. Nah.
Nice. You sort of fling your sort of blade towards him. At the same time, he just sort of turns with his greatsword and just dings your blade to the side. Volatoy.
Wait, did I get my shot though? I didn't get my shot.
He gets his turn still, right?
Oh shit! Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's correct. Yes, you certainly do.
So
Sorry.
seeing Tara fall next to me, it's Tara, and I will cast Cure Wound at 2nd level. 7, okay. And then I'll bonus action use my Summer Bam again.
Cool.
So, wait, 10 or 7?
10.
You're 12.
12.
12 and 1 temporary.
And 1
Yes.
temporary still, yeah.
Yeah, so as all these sort of golden vines start to encase Tara, sort of sealing up all her wounds.
Mhm.
Tara, you come back to consciousness, feeling yourself invigorated by the energy of Shay's spells.
Get yourself back up, Tara.
He had such a pretty face, I did not expect him to actually be able to do something.
I whisper, I know, same.
Girls.
All the girls are in love with him.
We hate to love him, but we do.
Volatoy.
Well,
Kay's going to send V to go straight after them. So V is going to use her full movement, and she's going to catch up to them as much as she can for 100 feet for her movement and her action.
Cool, that's fine. Yeah, you see as sort of Volatoy starts to follow them. At the
How
moment,
far are
they're
they
only-
ahead?
So from where you are, they're probably about 50 feet ahead at the moment.
Excellent. I shout that to the group.
Cool. Would you like to do anything else?
No.
Oh no,
She-
it's only volatile, isn't
V's-
it? Yeah, so
Yeah, V's just gonna
Yeah.
V's just gonna stay on their tail.
Yeah, and the rest of you can start to hear the hooves of horses as they seem to be getting away, moving further and further away from you. Voldo, you can notice that they seem to be taking the horses to a full gallop as they move towards the north. He's just going to jump off the wagon here and move up. And he'll move towards you, Tara. As he does so, he will cast Cure Wounds on you,
Thank you.
healing you for another 4. It's like, come on, missus! I know you're tougher than that! No need to let them get you down!
Why do you always feel the need to insult me when you hear me?
Ah! I didn't think that was an insult! It's your turn now, Tara. You're currently prone.
I want to look what they took from me. Like, what they stole.
Yeah, that's fine. As you take time to sort of search around in your pockets, you notice that 20 of your gold pieces are missing.
But the apple is still there.
The apple is still there, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
They probably just thought it was a normal apple, I bet.
They only took some gold. I don't think we can just let them go. And next time we beat them.
Okay, so that brings us to the top of the initiative order. Do you guys want to chase them, try to pursue them, or are you happy to sort of let them go
There's
at
no
this point?
point.
Kay wants to chase
Yeah.
them.
No.
I won't be able to catch them.
They took the 20 gold I got from the citadel. So,
Yeah. If they took gold from Kay, she's gonna want to chase after them.
For me, it's more about the
you-
betrayal.
Mm-hmm. But
Okay, you
what
were
do I
able to
do?
stop them from taking any of your gold. So
Okay.
was Savina, and so was Shay. Uramon, you have lost 8 of your 10 gold pieces.
Ah, he doesn't care. He probably wouldn't even notice that he was missing any. He doesn't know how it works.
yeah, Tara just wanted to know if the apple was still there. That was like,
Oh, imagine if they stole the apple. Oh, we'd have done them then.
yep.
Ashby, you have lost 112.
That's a lot of gold.
Really?
Where are the Dragon Jade figurines as well?
We gave them to the, or did we put them back up?
No,
I can't remember.
those are still on me.
I
I
noticed
haven't
2 of
moved
them
them to
appeared to
Molly
be. Yeah, 2 of them appear to be missing as well.
So, never mind. 100 gold is a lot to lose without noticing.
It is, but the one that attacked did a dexterity check on you got a 20 plus.
Oh,
Jesus.
Hmm.
And at the time, you would have also been distracted. Yeah, you got a 22. You've also been distracted by the potential of foes coming from the east as well.
Hmm.
Okay, so we'll end combat there.
No.
we didn't win.
I would like to fire an Eldritch Blast at the main guy.
Yeah, you can fire an Eldritch Blast, yeah.
Thank you.
Disadvantage.
Why disadvantage? How far away is he?
Oh no, okay, yeah, go on, you can fire normally. That's fine.
I was gonna say it's 120 feet.
Yeah, no, go on. You
How far away are they?
Oh,
Oh shit!
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you can
Listen,
see as your
Connor.
Eldritch Blast slams into his back, and he gives you sort of one last look, and he just sort of stares you down as he sort of rides off.
You fucking cunt!
How far away are they?
By the time it gets back around to you, they'll be over 100 feet away
Okay, that's
on
fine.
the horses.
Urmorn would take a look to the east. Are we still seeing like manifestations of skeletal figures, or what's going on?
That all seems to have passed now.
Yep.
All right.
As soon as the Tiefling showed herself, all those effects seem to.
Okay, so they were illusions. Uramon will look back towards everyone. We can't have someone like that running around these parts. Unfortunately, we have other business to tend to.
He kind of smelled like dog. Did you guys notice that?
I noticed that. Yeah. Urki, were these the people you were speaking about before? The fluffy people.
I think
The fluffers.
The fluffers.
The elder Flufer are all elves.
So these were just common bandits, then.
I doubt they would have concerned themselves with gold.
Let's have Erky make an intelligence check.
Oh,
Okay, not too bad.
Yes, I think I heard something recently about a group of... Oh, what do they call themselves? Wolf runners, I think they are. A group of bandits, nasty lot. Settled here in the Hollick Forest.
Wolf runners, was
Runner.
that?
Yes.
What does that mean? Does that mean like they are fucking wolves or something, or what?
Well, he smelled like dog.
they must keep.
From what I've heard, they can have wolves run with them. Aid them in battle. I didn't see any wolves though, so maybe I'm wrong.
You could smell it off them. They definitely have canines of some sort.
I don't know about you, but I want to kill these motherfuckers.
But if these humans are in the Hollback Woods, maybe the elves will do the trick for us. They don't tend to like the humans.
I think it's best we just keep heading to Winterhaven, and then maybe once we finish with our business there, we come back and we deal with them if we
Well,
can.
we know their leader is called Sam.
Yes.
So that's something. And we know what he looks like.
Yes, we do, Karnaka.
And-
That could come in handy in future.
And we also know that there's another tiefling with them.
Mm-hmm.
Cat, stop it.
Savina, as you examine the body of the scout there, you can see that there are 2 jade figurines stuffed within his
asshole.
pockets, along with the gold that Ashby seems to have been misplaced.
This asshole.
That makes sense, because that was the one that was next to him.
That was the one that was next to him. Yeah.
That does make sense, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I will hand them back to Ash. Just be like, I believe these are yours.
Thank you.
Well,
Oh, Callie. As Savina goes next to the dead body, Kay is gonna walk up next to her and just keep a very close eye on her.
I walk up close to her also.
Find anything interesting, dear?
Yeah, I found the gold that she took from Ash.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No.
The bandit, shall we say, appears to have studded leather armor equipped. It also has a short sword and a longbow with 20 arrows in its quiver.
Wait, what is Tara's new chain shirt? Like, what's the condition it is in?
What condition is your new chain shirt in?
Yeah, she's wearing it. And she,
Yeah,
you
so
said, like she got like a gash like right down her torso. You said, did you?
Oh yeah. For the sake of gaming purposes, your armor isn't damaged.
Oh, okay. Oh God.
Did you say studded leather?
Studded leather, yes I did.
I think that is 1 AC better than what I have currently. Kay is
Yeah.
gonna very, very unceremoniously start trying to drag his armor off.
But your cool suit jacket and your low-cut top.
I wear the armor underneath my clothes, it's fine. Don't worry. I
Magic.
think I'm gonna not look this stylish all the time. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys are sort of just coming to grips with what's happening, you can see it's getting very sort of dark around you now. This night seems to be encroaching within the
Shit.
forest.
That it's about time.
Look, maybe we should find a nice clear opening that we can defend from all sides if need be.
Well, there's actually a trap, so like there's some protection here.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't really feel safe staying in the place where we just got ambushed by a bunch of cunts.
True.
It's best we move.
Okay.
But move where? I mean, are they running back this way? No, they're running the other way.
They're running towards. Looked like they were starting to run along the east way, and then they cut into the forest towards the southern section of the forest.
They're not coming back here tonight.
Yeah, that is what I was thinking.
But
Well,
other
maybe-
things might.
Yes, as Ricky said, this forest is dangerous, especially at night.
But we're not gonna make it out of
No, we'll still
No.
be here.
it's all the same then.
Well, maybe we should try to set up a defensive perimeter first, and then see what happens.
Karnaka, does your bird see any places that would be more suitable to settle down?
Would Volatoy see any more suitable places for us to settle down?
You can have to make a perception check.
Perception.
Perception.
21.
Oh, he's up perception.
Very.
Cool.
He's so perceptional.
There does look like ahead. If you keep going along the east way for a little bit, there seems to be a sort of small clearing that has the potential to offer you some protection slightly off the path. It's just a slightly small sort of cleared area, and there's a sort of valley that drops down towards the south portion of that clearing.
Kay will relay that to the group.
And Volatoy, her eyes trying to make up for her earlier misgiving, also notice that between the tree here and the tree here, there seems to be a thin tripwire.
I think we need to watch out still. There may potentially be some traps about that they had laid for us.
We could collect the caltrops on the ground. Maybe they could help us.
That is probably worth doing. Tara,
Yes.
would you like to disarm that trap if you could?
Well, I can try, but I've never disarmed a trap. Except the one where I put the scimitar under the blade.
You know.
Why don't
I think
we leave
that is
the
a very
trap
good
up?
place to start.
We
Leave
know
the
the
trap.
trap's there. Leave it up
But
in
what
case.
if some...
Yeah, what if an innocent triggers it?
In the middle of the night?
Well, I mean, maybe tomorrow or the next day. It depends
Well,
when someone
then
else
I'll
passes
worry about
through.
it tomorrow morning. But at least tonight it serves us as some form of protection.
That is very true.
Well, as I said, there is a small clearing up ahead. It's
Mhm.
dipped into a valley. It might offer us some better protection for the night.
Well, whatever you
Shay,
all
what
decide
should
is
I
fine.
do?
I think leave
Okay.
it for now.
What's the consensus? What should I do?
I think the caltrops. We should get the caltrops.
Disarmed or leave them?
Well, you just pick them up, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
would
you can pick
up.
up.
We'll
Yeah,
need to
and
clear
How
the
are you
path.
gonna
we need the wire.
collect the caltrops and not set off the trap?
Are they
It's
like?
laid across the path.
I mean, I'll have my flame blade up so we can see in the dark. I guess.
Well,
And
he's talking about the tripwire, because
Yes.
Karnaga just said to be wary. She didn't tell us there was a tripwire.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so
There is a
essentially- the
tripwire over
caltrops,
there, by the way, guys.
So the caltrops along the path, and there's sort of where I put the trap box, and then there's a tripwire that goes between the two trees there, like covered that goes over the path.
Yeah. Sure, we can like tiptoe around the wire. Get the.
Or I could cut it.
Oh,
Well, that might trigger it.
oh.
I don't know how traps work.
No, we should keep the trap active, like Ashby said. Can we see what it activates? Can we like try looking, see if there's a mechanism, or is it just like a wire?
Yeah, if you make a investigation check for me.
Investigation.
Yeah, walk over there and investigate it, Shay.
Yeah, cool. You can see the fin tripwire looks like it activates a net of some sort. You think if you come to the backside of the tree, of one of
Is it going quiet?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah. Alex, can't hear you.
Alex.
The truth is, we have to deactivate the trap because the cart isn't going anywhere other than down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't.
yeah, so you can just go to the backside of the tree and cut the tripwire, and that'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
Is
There's
there
a
like
net here.
another path? Like this thing? Is that,
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
thing.
is that like an actual path?
Doesn't look like a well-traveled path.
Okay.
It'd be difficult for the cart.
Mhm.
Yeah, obviously I was just wondering if people
Yeah.
frequently using that way. For
You can make a
whatever
survival
reason.
check if you like to investigate it a little bit more.
Yeah. 14?
Not bad.
Yeah, you can make out what seem to be footprints within the path, and you can also make out what seem to be paw prints.
Hmm.
Looks
Those
like
assholes.
some from a group of people use this path potentially on a regular basis.
I think this might be the path they use. Like there's paw prints, so if they have wolves, that could be the prints, and then there's also footsteps. So that's maybe their path. So they can watch the actual path and see who they can rob.
Assholes. There's potentially that this path could lead us back to their hideout eventually as well.
Maybe.
But-
Maybe we could get
Potentially.
a drop on them this time.
Perhaps. But we should take rest first.
Or so do we have time for that?
Yeah, I don't know. If our purpose is to go and help those in Winterhaven, then we need to go and help those in Winterhaven.
I'm not talking
As
about
much
going
as-
to find them now.
As much as my pride is stung.
Should we carry on then?
Yes.
Cool. So you guys are going to head towards the little clearing that Volatoy found near the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. So you guys arrive there, and we will conclude everything next session.